Hello, everyone, and thanks for jumping in tonight. We got another episode of the Movie Club. I'm really excited about this. It's fun to always do these. I know it's been kind of busy the last few weeks, and I haven't been getting as many of these out here, but always appreciate everybody that's jumping in here on the live streams or, for part of the time, all the time, or, catching it on the replay. Everything is very, very much appreciated. Always good to see all these friends jumping out in the chat. So I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm excited. We got a fun guest on tonight. We got the Box Office Brawler.
Yes. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, Corey. Man, thanks for having me on, man. This is it's an honor. It's an honor to be here.
Man, it's an honor to have you on. It's fun. That's the fun thing about this whole crazy YouTube thing is the people you get to meet through. Like I met you jumping into some of your live stream chats, and then we got to do a live stream for two on it was a Thirsty Thursday over at Paul's.
I know it's been a while now.
Yeah, I think
sad.
That's a crazy thing about how busy everything gets. I've seen if some people are like, oh, I was just on a live stream with you, and you're like, no, that's 6 months ago, man.
It feels like it wasn't that long ago. At the same time, yeah, it's probably been 2 or 3 months now. It's sad.
It had to have
I missed you, man. I missed you.
Well, you know what? We're gonna make up for lost time here.
Yeah, that's for sure. This is makeup right here. This is makeup. That's awesome. Real quick, I want to tell everybody something I love about Corey and Wilkie's channel is I always refer to you as Wilkie because every time Wilkie's movies and music, it has such a ring to it. And for whatever reason, like the first time we streamed on Thirsty Thursdays, I remembered like I didn't really even talk to you very much, but there was something I just liked about you just naturally, and I thought the Wilkie's movies and music, it just got stuck in my head, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's so strange. I don't know why. It's got a great ring to it. And the other thing, I'm not like when it comes to YouTube, I really don't watch many people at all. I don't. I listen to it like very few people. But I always like to listen to your stuff. And I think that's what's so cool about being just this live stream is I think it's like a perfect blend of like, informative fun and just like chill, getting to know somebody very, very chill, relaxed, low key. And it's nice. Really not many other streams I see are like that. So you capture that very authentically.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you. I'll take that. Sometimes it's hard for me to take compliments, but I'll take that. That was a huge compliment. It means a lot. I appreciate that very much.
My pleasure.
Before I'm going to jump in the chat here real quick, but before I do that, I'm going to tell everybody, if you're not familiar with Box Office Brawler, in the description of the video, I have his YouTube and his X accounts. There's links there. Please, please, please go check him out if you've not before. He's got great stuff. I have had so many laughs on some of your streams because you guys get into it a little bit, like in a fun way, But it's a lot of fun to watch that. So I think the hardest thing with a lot of this YouTube, I always say this, but just getting in front of new people. Mm-hmm. So, everybody out there, if you haven't, it doesn't cost you anything. Go check them out, subscribe, check some of the content out. If it's for you, hang out, have fun with them. If not, no harm, no foul. So
thanks everybody. Yeah. Appreciate the shout out, man. Yeah, it'd be great.
Absolutely. But I'm going to do a quick run through. I see we've got some people jumping in here already. So we're just going to go through and say hi real quick. We got Adrian James was in here early saying hello.
What's up, Adrian?
Over in
guest.
This could be early for you. He's over UK area. So
dang. All right. Good morning.
Jeff in here. John Doe Gigolo saying good evening, my friends.
Good evening.
Good to see you. Francesco, how are you doing? Saying happy to make it, excited for a stream. Good to see you. I hope I said your name right. If I didn't, I'm wrong. Because I remember I was practicing the last time you were on, and I kept on messing it up. But we got Meek in here, part of the Twins with Double Feature Podcast, saying, hey, Corey, thanks for jumping in. Got Mr. Holland Oates saying, what's up, C-Dubs and B.O.B.
That's a cool picture. He's jamming out, hitting the keys.
That's right.
Nice, man.
That's our man there. Saying hi back and forth. We got Laren in here saying, Wilk, Brawler, good evening.
What's up, Laren?
We got Johnny in here from What's Johnny Watching? What's up, cool kids?
Man, I miss Blockbuster.
I know.
Every time I
see his picture.
Don't remind me, man. Don't remind me.
Well, and maybe we'll get into that. Maybe we'll get into that because it kind of leans into a little bit what we were talking about backstage before we started too.
Mm-hmm.
But,
that's right.
I might skip by some of the highs back and forth just to keep everything moving, but please keep on doing that. I always love seeing it. If I miss if you have a question for us, if you have a comment, throw it out there. If I miss it, it's not on purpose, and you always can throw it back out there again, and I'll try to do a better job catching it the second time around. We got highs back and forth. Francesco was saying Spider-Man 3 is my favorite superhero movie.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because I think that's my favorite superhero movie too.
There you go.
No, that's my third favorite film of all time, actually, which is also weird. But
okay. No, that's all right.
For you, Francesco. I like you. Yeah. Choice. Because Spider-Man 3 gets so much hate. Infinite hate.
I love that.
It deserves some love.
I love that trilogy though. Those three.
Yeah.
I like those three.
People always just like gloss past that trilogy. You know, they think of the great trilogies. And you got Star Wars, you got Lord of the Rings, what else you got? Tons of other stuff.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man 3, those are my three big ones. It's Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and then it's Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy.
No,
those are the big ones for me.
You're just going to be sitting there with Francesco. But did we just
let's watch Spider-Man 3, man. Let's do it. I'm
watch
down.
Along. We're going to do a watch along. Okay, like I said, I'm going to skip by some of the highs back and forth, but always love it. We got Enigma in here saying, what are we doing right here? We're just going to be hanging out, talking some stuff. We're going to be talking YouTube channels, movie collecting, movies, or wherever else it goes. So
those are the best topics of all time, what you just mentioned.
Well, best topics, and maybe this is like I said, I go off the rails a lot. Keep it open, so you can't say we didn't talk about what we were talking or going to set out to do, because we kind of have it really vague.
That's good. Vague is so nice instead of so controlled. Like you have to talk about Superman, you have to talk about this, or you have to talk about modern stuff.
Yeah,
this is a good break where you can cover everything that is great, everything that's bad.
Yep, free for all. Speaking of Superman, I know a lot of people have been talking about that lately. We don't need to get into that right now because, like you said,
let's cool off with Superman for now.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't want to be in flames right off the bat.
Oh, that's funny. Gizmo was saying, "Do you know that you're for?" Okay, Gizmo, you got me laughing already. I can't even read this, but he always likes to refer to my dog as the naked dog. So
nice,
because it's true. He doesn't wear clothes.
He's naked. Nice.
Gizmo's from Norway too, so that's early morning for him.
Wow, man, across the world.
Yeah, got some.
You unite all people.
We're trying. We're doing our small part here.
That's good. Making a difference.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see. But Enigma was saying, how many brawls have you won, Box Office? Are you a champion?
Man. So, yeah, I mean, one of the questions you asked, like you wrote and asked me about was, why my name's Box Office Brawler.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I'm a big movie guy, of course. And, box office is a film thing. And I don't know. I do get heated about things. And I don't like to debate. I don't like to debate very much. I don't like to argue with people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm, being passionate about film and being passionate about anything requires sometimes you need to defend it or sometimes you need to attack somebody else about a film, right? I mean, it's the way it is.
It happens.
And it was definitely that way with Superman. And that's why we talked about it 2 nights ago. Or no, yesterday. Was that yesterday? Today's Wednesday. Yeah. That's crazy. I'm tripping. But so the brawling is, I guess, more on the side of me, willing to stick up for the films I love and to fight for them, for more people to check them out. But it's also because I also box, and I've been boxing for about 5 years. So yeah, I wasn't in amateurs or anything like that, but in college I boxed. And when I graduated, like that summer, I started boxing, and it's been great. And I've had a decent amount of sparring experience. I'm not the best or anything, but I've gotten into some beef that way. Yeah. Oh, the exercise is awesome, man. Yeah. I love it. And I follow. Yeah. Something I wish I could blend into my channel is I follow pro boxing too.
Oh yeah.
And in America, it's really not. It's not that big of a thing here. Everybody likes UFC, at least where I am in Ohio.
See, and that's changed over the years. So I know there's a age gap between the two of us. but that's the fun thing about this is you can be at two different, generations and still enjoy a lot of the same things. But I'll say that the pay-per-views when I was younger, like in my 20s, that boxing was the big thing.
Man.
Boxing was the thing. And UFC was getting banned from everywhere because that was before Dana White got a hold of it and kind of reined it in a little bit and got some more rules in it, but it was pretty much getting outlawed everywhere.
What was so bad about it?
Well, the original ones, there was basically no rules and there was no weight classes. So you'd have some little, and it was supposed to be figuring out what the greatest fighting style was, apparently, what they were saying. So, but you'd have some smaller, jiu-jitsu guy going up against like some huge just back alley brawler guy, or something, like, not to use your name there, but like a boxer or something. And they would keep him going, and it was like pretty much you had to, there was no tapping out. And I think there was a lot of blood, and well, now you get that still too, but there was a lot of the states that would not license them, like just how the boxing has to be licensed, and
interesting,
in each state. But
wow.
But yeah, so it was pretty much almost.
Who'd you grow up watching? Did you like actually pay for the pay-per-views? Was that something you were interested in, or no?
So we did pay for the pay-per-views, but we would always rotate around to other friends' homes, and we'd always get like 10 of us. So if it was like,
oh, that's cool.
If it was like 50, 60, 70 bucks, I can't even remember what it was at the time, but you'd split it up between, 5 or 6 of you. It wasn't that big of a deal. And, get some pizza and beer or something. And sit
wow, that's perfect, man.
There was a big stretch that it was like Tyson was a big one to
wow.
watch.
Oh, so you got to watch him live, huh?
We were watching the one where he, took the ear.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Ear, but,
you were in the prime time, man.
Yeah.
That's
it
cool.
was a lot of fun.
People, they just don't even think about boxing anymore. And I think a lot of people believe there aren't like stars, like there really aren't very many American stars. That's for sure.
Right.
A lot of the boxers I enjoy watching, they're not even, most of them are from the UK or other countries.
Yeah.
Alexander Usyk, he's like a big one. He's like the top dog right now.
Yeah.
And, he's from Ukraine. And then a lot of these big names pretty much are all from, Britain, UK. And it is sad that America, we don't have, like, we're not the prominent, marketable fight. We don't have those fighters anymore. We just really don't. Ryan Garcia is sort of one of those. Gervonta Davis. I can name a bunch more, but nobody will know who I'm talking about. Shakur Stevenson, nobody knows him, but they're trying to get him.
Naming anybody,
but they're still good though. And it's like when it comes to Americans watching boxing, you either like the European guys or you're just like so much of a super fan that you just invest and you understand all of it. I feel like people don't just casually watch boxing unless you're talking about Jake Paul, which
that's a different story.
Yes, bro. Oh my gosh. It makes me sick every time someone because I do exactly what you used to do because I have boxing watch parties all the time.
Yeah.
This Saturday there's 3 big pay-per-views.
Okay.
And I'm buying, one of them's free with my DAZN subscription. The other 2 I'm paying for. It's 12 hours of boxing. I'm having a boxing watch party. People are coming over all day long. It's going to be awesome. So I do the exact same thing.
That sounds like a blast.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna run through the chat here real quick.
Yeah,
a little bit more,
just
catch up and say hi to anybody that's popped in, like Jim here, Jim's movie channel.
What's up, Jim?
Saying hi to everybody. Thanks for jumping in here. Oh, good. Francesco says, you always say it right. I'm 24 and as white as you, but just super Italian family. There you go.
Nice. Wait, so it's Francesco or Francesca?
Francesco.
Oh, cool. Got it.
Francesco.
Yes. What's up, John Doe Gigolo?
Yep, that's my friend Jeff. Yep, he's
nice.
Just signed. And now, apparently you got an acronym now, so if you didn't have one before,
Bob. You got I know, I like Bob. That'll work.
I always think about it, Maverick. That was one of the guys in Maverick. He was
that's
Bob,
right.
And it was like, what does that stand for? And he's like,
he's just Bob. That's me, man.
Let me see here. I'm at least gonna make sure I didn't miss anybody coming in. Just
you're so kind to the chat, Wilkie.
I love it. That's why I do it, man. It's always fun. It's always fun to have everybody jump.
I like seeing all the different people you have here.
It's I'm very blessed with a lot of friends that jump in here.
It's interesting how you're able to meet and communicate with people all over the world. Like you said, you had a guy from Norway.
Yeah.
Another guy from England. It's that's so weird how that works on here.
I never would have guessed that when I started this whole thing. That's been a great, a happy, positive benefit, I guess, from the whole thing.
That's something that's so beautiful about movies. One of the reasons why I became so passionate and love film is that it's something that unites pretty much all people. It doesn't matter who you're talking to.
Yeah.
If you have such a beautiful catalog back there, I think you could relate to anyone about a film. Like you have a film back there someone's seen and someone's in love with, and you could talk to them about it. Doesn't matter who.
Hopefully, yeah.
I think so. You got everything, man.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I got enough. I got to start watching more of them, but you get busy and there's only so many you can get in a day. Only so many hours in a day.
Yeah,
I've gotten this before. Francesco saying Halloween Ends is my worst horror movie ever. will stand by it. LOL. Never watched again. The Corey character. I know. I get that because that's my name there.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, it was the worst in horror history. Give me Leprechaun 4 in space over it.
That was a disappointing entry. Corey was the kid trying to be Michael Myers. Is that correct?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. No, he was an odd choice.
Yeah.
That's funny you mentioned that. So I have Halloween. I have Halloween right here. I guess we'll pull that out later. But yeah, I loved that first Halloween. That was sort of like the first one by like the first of the new trilogy.
Yeah.
That kind of got me into horror a lot. I think that came out in 2018. And I'm only 23. And that was sort of one of my entrance films into horror was that movie. So, and I loved it. I thought it was great. And Ends was sad. It did ruin things. He's right.
Yeah, but Mika was agreeing, Francesco, but it says stops at Halloween 2018 for us. So there's some more love for 2018 there. That film was perfection in our opinion. And you said that was kind of your gateway one to.
Yeah, that's a great movie. I'm definitely curious about your opinion. So, they keep bringing back all these old, horror series, right? You have Scream, you have Halloween. Now you have I Know What You Did Last Summer. Do you think, well, I guess you could count Saw as well. They make new Texas Chainsaw Massacres. I guess they're making another Saw. Yeah. They just keep going. So do you think that there's been another horror film series that has been better produced like now than Halloween?
Oh, like a franchise?
Bringing, they bring back these old horror series. Do you think it's being well taken care of in other versions, not just Halloween?
I think they have a lot of good ones, but yeah, they have some missteps. But I think it's hard to have that many movies and not have a misstep somewhere because at some point it's like, where are you going to go from here?
Yeah.
I always have, and I'm not saying it's better. So but I always had fun with I grew up with Jason, Friday the 13th. So like that series, I'm not saying it's better, but sometimes it's a little bit nostalgia. Those were ones that I remember watching quite a bit. Halloween, it was a long time. It was just like the first three were the only ones I saw for a very long time. But
wait, the third one, like the Season of the Witch?
Yeah. And I actually like that one. And That's I know good. A lot of people.
I need to see it.
A lot of people hate on it, like bad. But for some reason, and I have a joke that we for real, we had some friends. We rented it way too young, but the person at the rental place would let us rent the things if we just were quiet about it.
That's
and that
perfect.
But that was when we got that back and we started watching it. And we kind of wondered if we actually got the right movie because if you ever watch it, you'll understand.
Yeah, it's like Michael's not even in it, right?
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Yeah,
I can't remember why they did that.
I haven't watched it for a long time, but
there was a reason why Michael wasn't in it. I think it had to do with like safety. Like they didn't like parents were complaining about Michael or something like that.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I don't know. It was something strange, and obviously they went back. So
yep.
Huh.
Francesco was saying, I'm 15 minutes from Niagara Falls, Buffalo. Okay, and is have a close love of horror. Very good.
Nice, Francesco. Cool.
Adrian James. Oh, you're back. I saw you
Adrian's
earlier.
Back.
Adrian. There you go.
What's up, AJ?
Everybody's getting nicknames in our acronyms tonight.
I mean, his name's Adrian James. It's like he's definitely AJ.
Yeah, you never know. Mika was saying it's been great meeting so many people through the love of film. Yeah, I'll say it's been way more than I expected when I got doing this. But I also hung out I was a big chat person. I still am. I was hanging out in people's live streams for a long time before I decided to do this myself.
Who do you watch?
Well, honestly, it's kind of hard to say. I watch so many people right now, but a lot of times it's not the big ones.
Yeah.
It's because I've met, and there's nothing wrong with that if you do and love them. I mean, there's a reason they have so many people following them, but I really like supporting a lot of the people that I've met that aren't the 200,000 subscriber people, and I'll still jump out and watch those, but there's so many. Like there's nights where I won't watch a movie because I see so many people, like we were talking about, I'll go to my subscription feed and I just start going down. I'm like, who's got something new? Or all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I see you got a live stream pop up. I'm like, well, guess I'm jumping in the chat.
That's
for
fun. Yeah.
And so I like doing that. It's fun to see this.
the discourse.
Yeah. So I always have a good time with that. So it's kind of hard to say. There's so many people I watch right now, and I always apologize to people. Like I'm like, oh, I got to your video a week late, or sometimes you miss it. It's hard to get notifications all the time.
That's what's annoying too. There's so many things that just go under wraps. Like you don't even know something's happening.
Right.
I don't really know how to fix that either. That's just the way it is.
Yep. I know. Mika.
Nice.
I know. Yep. They love the horror.
Horror's just fun. Yep. I think horror, it's like, with all the sludge that has been coming out the last 5 years, horror has been a consistent base for fun, interesting, innovative material.
And I've found some of the most enthusiastic fans in the horror genre.
Oh, definitely.
I watched it. I wouldn't say it was my top genre, and it's still not, but I enjoy it. But I really dug into it more, getting into YouTube, and then finding people that really that's their top genre and they love it. And I love hearing how passionate they get about it and how much knowledge they have too. It's like I'm like, oh yeah, I saw that, and they're like rattling off facts or names from the movie, and I'm like, I just remember the guy got killed with a cleaver, or something like that. But no, very passionate.
Do you think a lot of your collection is horror films?
I wouldn't say a lot. I do have. I mean, I have a fair share. Like I was talking about Friday the 13th, I have the full box set right there of all that's the Scream Factory.
Nice.
It's turned around to show the artwork, but it's all of them in there.
Man.
So
that's cool.
I would say it's not the biggest genre in my collection.
Okay.
But still love it. I still have fun with it.
They keep making them. Everybody wants to watch them too. I'll rush to the theater to see a cool new horror film, as long as it doesn't go too far for me. Because sometimes these movies are a little too crazy.
Yeah. I'm like that too. I was gonna say hi to Eli in here.
Eli
saying what's up, everyone. I'll agree. I do draw a line. I don't like it when it's just. I don't mind seeing gore in a movie, but if it's like that's the only thing it's got going for it, there's no character really development, or there's no story really going on, I could be like, no, that's all right. But
did you watch Bring Her Back?
Yes.
Oh, you did? Okay, that's been one I've been thinking about. I haven't seen it, but I feel like that is definitely the case, isn't it? Where it's like just strictly gory, gross.
So that one was one of the, and I know each theater chain calls it something different, but in mine it's called Mystery Movie Night, where they it's a movie that's going to be not released for a week or two, and all you know is they'll give you an approximate runtime, so it won't be longer than the time they post, but they don't give you the exact time, and they tell you the rating of the movie, and they'll specifically say if it's a horror movie or not.
Oh,
and
interesting.
That happened to be, but the tickets are like $5 or $6 instead. So
when is that? Is that on Monday?
Yeah, it's Monday night.
Wow.
So it's probably a slow night for them, and that's a way to get some traffic. But that happened to be one of them. I would say that one had some stories to it, but there were some parts that made me cringe. I'll say that. There was two come popping in my head right now that I was like, oh no. It made me cringe. But
it had to do with the kid, right?
Yes, both of them.
Oh gosh.
I'll say this, and I won't say which one it was, but there's two things that really get me. I've said this before with horror movies. If there's something going on with teeth or fingernails, and I'll just say it was like one of those things. And it made me cringe. But that one was the same directors that did Talk to Me.
Yeah,
and they carried over. Have you seen Talk to Me?
You know what? I watched a little bit of it, and I couldn't get into it.
Well, but the only thing I was going to say is they really carried that same theme. It's a lot to do with loss and depression and how you're coping with it or not coping with it, and the lengths you're willing to go. So I'll just leave it at that.
Man,
it's a depressing movie.
You probably don't have to worry about spoiling something like that anyway. I mean, it's not like that was a while ago now.
Yeah, I know, but I always tiptoe around.
You're a respectable guy, Wilkie.
I try. Laren, Friday the 13th is consistently bad. There you go. Laren doesn't love Friday the 13th. It's okay. I know they're cheesy.
So are they making new ones?
Not yet. I mean, the latest one was the remake, and that's been a little while ago now. I'm blanking on the year it came out.
Was that like the 10s? Like early 10s?
I thought so. That's horrible. I always forget the facts like that, but I'm trying to look it up right now. Somebody's already said it in the chat probably by this time.
I have 2011 in my head, but I don't think that's right.
Why is it? it coming up?
I've never been too big into Friday the 13th. I do think he's got a great look, though. I'm more into Jeepers Creepers.
Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. It was 2009.
09, man, that's crazy.
Further back than I was.
It will not be long before they do that again. I mean, absolutely. They'll just reboot it.
Probably. Sometimes I'm sure there's people that want to do it, but then it's like
rights issues, maybe. Rights, yeah, that has to be it, or else they would have done it by now. Yeah, because I mean, they're already just waterboarding Scream over here. I don't want to see any more Scream. Stop now, please stop.
You don't want it.
Leave the originals. After what they did to Dewey, I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm out.
I was like the first 3, and I haven't really watched I haven't watched a lot past that, really.
So I think there's the 3, and then I think there's like the 4th one was the early 2000s, like 2008 or something like that, or 2010. And then I think the 5th one, I'm not sure if that marks the like the new trilogy or not, or the new films. I get all the numbers mixed up because they're just completely irrelevant in my mind.
That's funny. Gizmo. We always make fun of, or I don't. He doesn't like newer movies, so he said if I have to write a note on my bed in case I get amnesia to not watch movies produced after 2015.
Smart. 2015. I mean, come on, you got 4 years of decent films.
I was going to say there's good stuff after that. Yeah. We have little conversations, we'll say, between that. But there you go, another sub. Awesome, Francesco. Thank you so much for checking out.
Nice. Kyle's movie collection.
Kyle's. I'm tired, but I was thinking you were tired. But if you didn't, Kyle's. Yep. But then if you haven't is
this Kyle Corwith?
Oh, maybe that's what he's talking about.
Oh, I'd like to see his. Or no,
there's a different Kyle's movie collection. Sorry, I read that sometimes it's hard for me to keep track of the chat and doing stuff, and I'll read something out and think something completely different than what I just said out loud. So I just did that right there. I do that all the time. But
you're cool, man.
All right. Anyway,
nice. It's hard. I mean, people have their own little conversations, and then yeah, no.
And then I lose track, and then sometimes I don't get to the chat until much later, and then I'm like, what were we talking about that they?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yep. Always love catching streams when we can. Yep.
That's good. Too. Nice guys. Twins.
Got Greg Brewer in here saying, "Hey,
what's up, Greg?" Well. He's got Arnold. Oh yeah, Arnold for governor or something like that. That's kind of what I'm looking at. His profile picture.
Yeah. It's hard for me to see.
Nice. Cool, man.
Everybody gets creative with theirs, and I just have my picture.
Hey, it's good enough, man. It's inviting. It's an inviting image.
You can recognize it. Yep, there you go. Laren probably said that way before.
Oh, there we go.
Every time I start searching for something, I figure it's in the chat before I get to it.
Somehow people just know these things.
Yep. It's I just don't have that gift, I don't think. Francesco was saying Friday the 13th 7 is my favorite. Actually, it is.
Part 7. Jeez.
That's mine too, actually.
What's special about that?
That's the one. It's basically like Jason versus Carrie. It's the girl that has the telekinesis, and she can like throw things at him with her mind.
Do you like it because it's like hilarious, or do you like it because it's like decent? Good quality film.
I know a lot of people don't like it. I don't know why, but honestly, the Jason in that one is it's my favorite looking Jason out of all of them.
Okay.
But it's just the design of him.
He looks cool.
I think so, but yeah, the new.
I like Jason with the bag over his head. That's my favorite.
Okay, there you go. You like the old
classic?
School. Yeah, that's awesome. We got some love for Jason X. Yeah, well, there's not a lot of people, but that's okay. The one I just said was like one of my favorites. People trash on it all the time.
How many of those films have they made now?
Well, I think it's. Oh gosh, now I'm gonna. Well, I think it's 12 if you count. I think it's 12 if you count the remake, because I thought some people were like, we need to make another one, so there's 13 of them. But now I'm probably said that wrong, and somebody will correct me.
Nice.
Yeah, like I said, they're like, you're not a true fan. Like, that's all right.
I mean, yeah, it's easy to get lost when there's like 11 or 12 films in a series.
Yeah,
I mean, that's insane.
Absolutely.
Gosh.
So run through the chat real quick. Sorry, I hope I'm not. We'll get through there quick, but I will say I've seen a nice jump in our friends jumping in the live stream tonight. And again, if you were just joining us, we got Box Office Brawler here tonight, and if you haven't checked him out, links are in the description. YouTube and X, check them out, please.
Nice, man. Oh yeah,
absolutely. It's there you go. The 2000 remake is a fun one, and I actually think it is too. I actually, even though I have that set of Blu-rays, I got the 4K Arrow release that came out for the.
Wait, so is the Friday the 13th series, is that like your favorite horror series?
I wouldn't say that. I just have a lot of nostalgia for it. Those were the ones that we snuck behind our parents' backs to watch when we were kids.
Oh, I bet.
And staying up late. I lived out in the country, so we didn't have any cable or anything. We had like 3 channels, or something. And it was, I'd always go into my cousin's that lived he was about almost the same age as me, only a few months different. Actually same month, just earlier in the month. But anyway, they lived in town, had cable, and they had HBO. And so we'd pretend to fall asleep in the living room, and the parents would sleep, and then we turn it back on. So there was a lot of Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street was a fun one that we got into. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and there was a lot of sleepless nights. It scared me. Let's do it. And then,
how old were you think, like when you did this?
Oh, I don't know, middle school, like elementary to middle school.
That's perfect. Yeah. Watching that behind your parents' back, late at night. My gosh.
Yeah, but then I'd be dead tired the next day because I wouldn't sleep at all.
Wow.
But we thought we were cool at the time.
Something funny is I feel like so many like people in my age and younger, they're chasing that. Because the access is so easy to see anything anymore. Like, you don't go through hoops and ladders. Yeah. That's part of the fun, right? And I think like while you were describing that to me, that just creates like, I hate to use this word, but it's like kind of retro to us. I mean, it's retro because I'm starting to collect VHS tapes now, mostly just for display value. Like let me grab one real quick because I have a few.
I still have some of my old ones. I got rid of
they look so cool. I mean, here's Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
And they look so good on a shelf. You want to respect a film you love.
Yeah. And
I have a whole stack here we talk about later, but
it's fun.
But yeah, I would love to have like an old vintage TV like in my room, kind of have like an older like 80s, 90s atmosphere, and then pop in a VHS tape. That would just be so cool. I would love that.
That'd be like something if I ever won some like mega $1 million like lottery thing. I'd have this like shed set up for me, and there'd be separate rooms. You like walk in one would be like your 80s and everything. Yes. And you got the old box TV and everything, and then you'd have your 90s. I think it'd be fun, and then you keep the movies from those decades or whatever.
Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome. That's genius.
Yeah,
I guess you could kind of do that for a cheap price. So I feel like like the TVs, you get a crappy TV.
Well, and some people do it in their same room too, where they have like 2 sides of the room. Like one side's going, they got their flat screen, and the other side they got the box, CRT TV going.
Oh, that's so cool. VCR. I want to do that. Man,
it'd be fun. Eli was saying, Corey, just got my hands on Blanton's Gold, and nice, bud. Blanton's Gold. That's usually just overseas, I think. So good for you.
What
Enjoy
is that?
Responsibly.
Are those cigars?
Well, the first Blanton's Gold is a bourbon whiskey.
Oh, nice.
And the Penelope Cigar Blend, Chapter 1, I'm assuming is as well. But that one I'm not familiar with, Eli. But it sounds good, if that's what.
Nice. Can I have some, Eli? Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's share it. Yeah.
He's got the hookup.
Oh, Proctophile.
Proctophile. What is this? I thought the stream didn't start till 7 p.m. my time.
Oh, come on, Proctophile.
Sorry, I thought I put the right ones out there.
Wasn't that sweet? He watered over here.
Well, appreciate you jumping by and hanging out for a bit with us.
Yeah, man.
Good to see new faces and names.
We love Proctophile.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Proctophile was on my side with the Superman debate. Luke, who I normally have on Tuesdays, he really wanted to debate Superman because he passionately loved it, and I passionately couldn't stand it. And he thought everyone in the chat was going to be on his side. He thought I was the minority, and he came in. Everyone hated it, but we were all nice. We gave Luke his chance, and he made some valid points. Yeah, but it was still a wash.
I got you.
Bit of a wash.
Well, it has another question for you here.
Oh, you see The Grudge versus The Ring. What? That's real?
Is it real or is it a hypothetical? Who do you think would win? I don't know.
Let's see. I haven't seen The Grudge. I've only seen The Ring. Honestly, I need to watch Grudge.
I haven't seen The Grudge either.
Man, we'll have to watch it together.
There you go. Watch
along. Pull out the VCR.
Yeah, there you go. Miko was asking you, do you have a favorite film so far this year?
Great question. Yeah, favorite. I have 3 that stick out, and they all came out this month. It's got a. Normally, I'm into artsy films. I love indie artsy movies.
Yeah.
And if I was to choose an indie artsy film, it'd be Life of Chuck. I loved Life of Chuck.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yes, too. Yes. Good. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you saw that.
Yeah.
It was you guys. I mean, it was like I remember seeing
that was one of the mystery.
You posted something about it, yeah, and then Sin was talking about it,
yeah,
and that had me interested, and I loved it. I've seen it twice in theaters,
yeah,
and I saw it in 2 different artsy cinemas as well, which was also fun. But it's either Life of Chuck, if we're talking like indie films.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what you would call this, but Materialist was a real surprise.
I have not seen that yet.
It's, man, if you love romance, this is a romance film for the guys and the girls. And it's so raw and rich. It's it doesn't, it's not a man-hating film at all. It's very it's sort of like taking it's peeping into the uncomfortable side of dating.
Okay.
And of course, I'm a young guy, and that's part of my life, and it catches it spot on. I mean, it is spot on, and I think it tells a lot of truths that are, some are good to know, some are like, I wish it wasn't that way, but the film's honest, and it's just overall very captivating film. Dakota Johnson, she was fantastic in that. I've never seen her in anything else before that. Even though, of course, she's famous for her 50 Shades of Grey films.
Yeah. I actually like her in Peanut Butter Falcon. You ever seen that?
Oh, no. That's good, huh?
Her with, I always say his name wrong, but Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, yeah.
LaBeouf.
Is that old?
It's been out for a while, but it's more of it's a feel-good movie. I would say that. If you like those types of movies, I think it's worth checking out.
Is it a romance?
No, I wouldn't say that. It's kind of a coming of age, but they do. There is a little romance that starts budding, but it's not. That's not the main focus of the movie.
Okay, huh? Great. I might have to check that out. Yeah. Also, one more thing, double feature. F1, of course. I loved it so much. It's the most movie of the whole year, and I'm all for it. My gosh,
I enjoyed it. Yeah, that was a great summer movie. Like you think about I want a fun summer movie and it didn't surprise me then when I found out that a lot of the people that were involved with Maverick creating Top Gun Maverick were also involved with F1, and I was like, okay, I can see that.
Mm-hmm. But, totally. No. Yeah, great turnover there. I'm honestly not a big fan of Maverick. Everyone, I did see it. Yeah, I saw it. When it was in theaters, and I thought it was overhyped. Okay. But this one, oh my gosh, I fell in love with this film. I want to see it again. I want to see it again in IMAX. It really stood out to me, and it's finally I love to get hyped and excited. Yeah. In life after watching a film, and that did it, and it still carries over just to my day-to-day. I still get hyped thinking about it.
I really enjoyed that one too. That was well done. That'll be one that I'd probably put on my shelf at some point.
Definitely. Yeah, I can't wait for that to release. I'm definitely buying it.
Talking about favorites so far, Johnny was saying Sinners.
Gosh.
You let your nieces.
How old are your nieces?
Oh my goodness. They heard the potty mouth.
Oh gosh.
I'm just joking. It was very good. I was late to the show on that one. I just saw it just earlier this week. I finished it.
Oh wow. I haven't seen either. I've heard things though.
It's good, but yeah, there's some words spoken.
Oh yeah.
Let me see here. I'm trying to hurry up here. Chilo, what's going on, man? Saying hey,
what's up, Chilo?
Saying how we doing, or hope we're doing well. Like I said, I mess up reading while I'm talking. Got Sin in here.
Oh, look who's here. Hello. Welcome.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Sin. I did reference you if you rewind about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I did. Dropped your name. Maybe that's why she popped in here.
Oh, she just
somebody
heard
was talking. Yeah, somebody was talking about me. Proctify was saying, "Can confirm Brawler's a dude."
Proctify is so sweet.
Yeah, I can see that. That's one thing I could tell. It's nice when you've had some exposure to people, seeing them on a live stream before. Doing something like this, you've seen them talking and interacting with people, and I was like, you just seems like a really easygoing, like fun guy to hang out and talk to. So I was like,
oh, nice, man.
Like, but you know, it's a little more. I've had a couple where they've been more blind, like interview or not interview, but like hangouts or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's always kind of like, I kind of wonder how it's gonna go, you know. But if you've had, I've seen some of your live streams. We were on that Thirsty Thursday live stream, and yeah, you can kind of see how people interact with each other. And
yeah, that's weird, isn't it? You never know what it's like actually talking to someone one-on-one. And also you're leading this too,
right?
Which is nice. And
I'm sort of
sometimes it's, yeah, you're doing a good job. And you never know with how chemistry works and stuff. Yeah, so absolutely. It's interesting. Absolutely. It's a weird world.
Weird world. Got Jamie Hart in here saying hello.
And she sent a heart. How
Thank
sweet.
You. Really appreciate that. Eli, yep, you're always great about saying that. Don't forget to slash the like button and sub to both of these awesome channels. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you can sub for me, and I'll repeat again in the description. We got some links there for Brawler, so get in there.
Give Wilkie some love.
Hey, love is free. Just like spread it around to both of us. You know,
nice. That's good.
Hey D, how's it going? Our Jurassic Chaos. Hey Corey, how's it going? Doing nice. Great.
I wonder if Jurassic Chaos was like unbelievably disappointed with Jurassic World Afterbirth.
I don't know if they've seen it yet. I know they were planning on seeing it, but
don't watch it, man. Don't watch it, please. Save your soul.
Well, you don't beat around the bush on that one.
No, man. I'll die talking about this, man.
They have some great action scenes, and it's beautiful.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
Cool. It was you liked it.
It was no. I will say this. I was disappointed with it. It was one of the mystery movie night movies, which I was surprised.
That's surprising.
That's a huge one, and it was 2 weeks before it came out.
What?
So, yeah. So I was super surprised. I didn't think it would be that one, but I think if you're going in for fun, like seeing dinosaurs and some action, beautiful scenery, I think you'll have a fun time with it. I just thought the story was thin.
Oh my gosh, razor thin. And those characters, there's nothing likable about any of them.
Well, and I was kind of confused with I thought there'd be, well, just without spoiling anything, there's two groups of people that intersect at some point, and I thought there would be a bigger purpose behind it, and it just didn't seem like that was it just didn't seem like that
That's
was
a good
there.
Point.
But,
yeah, like the family coming into the picture, that accomplished nothing.
Yeah.
It didn't add anything. It deteriorated what could have been something more interesting.
Yeah, I could see that. You're getting hello from D as well.
What's up? Don't watch it. Don't listen to Wilkie. I love Wilkie, but he's wrong about this one.
I'm wrong about lots of things.
And also the dinosaur part of it, you don't get very much dinosaur action. I mean, this was their chance to give us the weirdest dinosaurs you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
And most of the dinosaurs we saw, I mean, like, a big part of it was the T-Rex. It's literally just a normal T-Rex. I want to see crazy stuff. Pterodactyl with T-Rex head with Brontosaurus legs. Why? I want to see how weird it can get. And then, you only get really the one super weird dinosaur at the very end.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. I was going to say, got y'all worked up now. Now you're ready to
man.
go.
I'm brawling, man.
I'm brawling now. We're going to say hi to Van Gool, saying what's up,
Van Gool.
Everyone. All right. I'm going to try to do a speed run here. If I miss saying hi to anybody, I'm sorry, but let me let's do some of this.
Man. Wilkie's got a fruitful chat.
Yeah, it's going. Sometimes I'm trying to get better at keeping up with it and everything. So hopefully you're still having fun just hanging out and chatting too.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. I like hearing everything.
Okay. But Practifile was saying Peanut Butter Falcon is amazing. User double feature are clearly a man of culture and taste.
He likes you.
There you go.
Practifile really likes you.
I appreciate it. I'll take it. Holland said F1, the dad movie of the year, like Maverick was.
Yeah, definitely.
That's funny.
In the best way possible. Come on, Holland, you'll love it too.
Probably will.
I don't know who wouldn't love it.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
Wow.
Mika was saying Sinners are our favorite thus far this year. I really enjoyed it. And that was one that I said I wish I would have seen it in the theater. I just ended up watching it on streaming the other night.
What's it on? Is it on HBO Max?
Max, yeah.
Okay.
HBO Max. Yeah, now they switched the logo again.
That's
I don't know what to call it anymore. Now it's HBO Max.
I always thought it sounded cooler that way. I didn't like it when it was just Max. That's so lame.
It's like, just choose one. I don't know.
Now it's back again.
Yeah, HBO Max. Well, and then the thing that throws me off, I think sometimes I don't know when the apps update, and I'm used to a color and a font, and all of a sudden it went from like purple and then white Max to like black with HBO Max.
Oh,
and I'm
weird.
like, I was like going past it on my app. I was like, where the heck is this? And then I saw that there.
Man. So wait, I'm curious about how you view film. So do you, like, you own it, right? But then you just, if it's on a streaming service, you'll just watch it on streaming.
Yeah, no, I'll do a combination of both of those. So I don't buy everything. And we were talking about this, before we came on live. It gets expensive. I buy a lot of used stuff and wait for a lot of sales, but we also stream quite a bit. Like we have others in the house that they like to they only stream, and which is fine. But then there's a lot of things that will come out on there, and if it pops up on something I'm already paying for, and I didn't get out to the theater to see it, I'll give it a watch first if it doesn't cost me anything, and then that can make my mind up if I'd actually want to own it and have it behind me. So I do a balance between the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Huh. Yeah, and I know some people only buy and will only watch it that way or only stream. I'm kind of a combination, but definitely if it comes up on one of my streaming services that we're already paying for, I'll give it a watch there first, and that might save me some money if I don't like. Now, Sinners, I ended up really liking that. But now because of that, I don't feel a need to rush out. Right, it just came out on physical. Now I don't have a need to buy it right away. I'll wait and watch for a sale on that.
Sure,
but I definitely will be giving.
What are your sources? You said like Amazon. You just lead Amazon, or
so Amazon, you can do the save for later. And I have a ton of movies in there, and when you go back to your cart, even though nothing's in your cart, it will come up and it will say if things have changed in price. And so sometimes they go up, but then sometimes maybe it was a $30 movie and all of a sudden it's like it's $17.50 now or whatever, and I kind of watch it that way. And then there's a website called Blu-ray.com.
Okay, and
they have a section where they list deals, and they'll just go through and show the big deals.
Oh man, I'm gonna type that in. I want to have that saved.
But yeah, it's blue-ray.
Yeah, here it is. Oh, that's cool.
They also have reviews, and they'll also talk about new movies that are going to be released and things. But if you go look along the top toolbar to the right, there's a red deal.
Yeah, I see that deals.
That top row is some too, but if you hit deals, there's like a whole bunch that will come up. And
ew, Last of Us Season 2. You want that on Blu-ray?
No, I'm good. I haven't seen it yet either, but
oh gosh.
But yeah, that's another great way to look for sales that are going on. But
yeah, they're all right deals. Jeez, I mean, it's crazy how expensive some of these films are.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's definitely some money you can.
I just can't imagine how they're able to make that much of a difference. Like what am I looking at here? I'm looking at the original Batman films. Looks like this is like the Michael Keaton Batman. They have a 4K version of it now. I mean, I don't understand how they're able to upgrade it that far. I mean, 4K, that's a big statement saying it's 4K resolution compared to what it was. So I don't know how much I believe that.
Well, some of it is when it's a true movie on film. It has, I can't remember what the resolution is on there, but there's a lot of data there, and they just couldn't take everything that was on the film. VHS and like DVDs just couldn't hold that much digital data. And so some of it is there to grab, and actually then 4K, it's basically a higher, think of a jump drive or disk drive, or something like that. It's just a higher capacity, and that just takes up more space, and they just couldn't fit it on. And so basically some of those they're downgrading to fit onto like a DVD. But
that's interesting.
And I probably said that completely wrong. Like every time I start talking about anything, I'm waiting for someone to be like, actually, Corey, you're incorrect. But
no, you're good.
I don't know the technicalities of it, but film, there was just only so much they could fit onto like a DVD. And the Blu-ray had more capacity, and they could do that. And then 4K has even more. But I know that they'll do 4K restorations that are put onto Blu-ray. So it's not 4K, but since it was a 4K restoration, some of those Blu-rays look pretty darn good. And where I have some where I'm like, I'm happy with it. And even if a 4K comes out, I'm like, I'm good. I'm happy. Unless there's something like they put in 4 new interviews and commentaries or, things like that. But there's some Blu-rays that look pretty darn good.
That's interesting, man.
Johnny wanted to clarify when he showed his nieces Sinners, they're of age. Okay. I got you.
Nice.
Sin was saying, I loved Sinners. It's in the top 10. Yeah, that's a good one.
Wow, top 10 of all time? What? Dang. All right.
Top 10 of all time or this year, Sin? Well, yeah, we have to clarify.
Top 10 of this year isn't saying very much.
There's some good ones. Sin said, I actually heard the reference. There you go. I'm killing time in my hotel room in Denver and just listening in while I work on something.
Nice. Oh, yeah, she's at a con or something like that.
That's right. LitCon in Denver.
Isn't there something else going on in Colorado soon? There's like a fan expo, Denver, I think, in the next like week or so.
Yeah.
Someone big is going there. I can't remember who, some actor. Do you ever go to cons?
I have never been.
Wow.
That's one thing that I'm in a smaller market. I'm in Iowa and I'm in the middle of the country. So to get to they have some smaller ones. There was one that was in Des Moines that was just not too long ago, but I ended up not being able to go. There's one going to be this September, but they're a lot smaller, but I thought I would try to hit one of those. But yeah, to get to big one, I'd probably have to hit like Chicago or St. Louis or Minneapolis or something, but I think it'd be fun.
Chicago's got some good ones.
Yeah.
So I just went to, I don't know. I can't even really say that. I just went to a big one, C2E2, which is like Chicago's big con, and it kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's mostly like, I feel like so many of the big cons, they've been hijacked by anime and it's not even, it's more like pop cons nowadays. It's not really comics, it's straying from superheroes, Star Wars, sci-fi. It's really embracing a lot of this, a lot of the anime style. And that's not my thing. So.
Yeah. I guess, something for everybody, but this one I was looking, that's going to be this fall. They have a lot of voice actors, things like that I don't know. But one I wanted to, actually I saw they had on there was John Wesley Shipp, and he was the actor that did there was a Flash TV series a long time ago, an old one.
Is he the one with the hat?
No.
Okay.
Well, I can't remember if he actually ever had an episode where he did that. I think he came back in the newer Flash series that WB had, but they had the only ones I really recognized. I mean, there was other ones, but the ones I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool to like get an autograph or something. Pauly Shore.
Oh, that name sounds familiar. Pauly Shore. Who is that? He was
like in Encino Man and like the Son-in-Law, and
I'm gonna look him up.
Comedian.
I know that name.
And then the other one was Rachel Lee Cook.
Oh, this dude.
Yeah,
Rachel Leacock.
Cook.
Oh, whoops. Cook. My bad. Cook.
That was a Freudian slip.
Cook.
But she's like she's all that, and Josie and the Pussycats.
Okay.
Anyway,
nice.
They were like, so I mean, they don't get like, I don't know, I know the ones in the bigger cities, they get big.
Actors are most of the time douchebags. Like when I went to the cons, and at the end of the day, you're literally paying them to talk to them. Yeah. And it's I've realized now at 23 that to me, it's kind of a demeaning process where you pay them to be nice to you and to talk to you. And I when I was younger, I used to have great interactions with a lot of different ones. And when I got older, just even at my age, I'm still a young dude. They don't give a crap about us. They don't care about any of us. They just want our money. And you are time that they are wasting. They could be making more money talking to 5 more people behind you. I don't know.
By the way, you just made me feel really old because my oldest son is 22. So
nice.
But I was like, oh gosh. Anyway,
yeah,
I'm an old guy. Hey, we got another sub here.
Nice. Let's go, Van Gool.
Keep them running.
Thanks, man.
Mika was saying we were just rocking the first 3 Jurassic Park films. Yeah, those are good ones.
Good. I just watched the first one for the first time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great one. I saw that in the theater.
Man, that'd be fun. I'm excited for them to play Jaws again in theaters. I got tickets. They're playing it in IMAX.
Yep. I'm going to try to get before I have it up here with Jamie. Jamie,
thanks, Jamie. Appreciate you.
Yeah. So the only IMAX I have is about 2 hours away from me, but I have family.
Oh, that sucks.
I know it does suck, but I have family around there. So this year I've gone a couple times where I've seen a movie there, and then I hang out the rest of the weekend to see family and, you know, have supper with them and everything. But so it's worked out. But I went and saw, which ones did I see in there? I just went and saw Superman, which I know how you think about that. And then the other one was the Final Reckoning, the Mission Impossible.
Okay.
I saw that on the IMAX.
Were you disappointed by that, or did you enjoy it?
It was okay. I've kind of felt, I wasn't like bored, but I felt the runtime on it. That was a longer movie.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel the runtime.
But I felt it. It's
a long one.
For a while. But I wanted to see F1 in IMAX. That didn't happen. But
that's a must see in IMAX.
That would have been a fun one. But the trailer before Superman, they were showing the Jaws anniversary on IMAX. That was one of the trailers before, and I'm like, I need to come back and see that one.
That's so cool.
That would be.
I wonder how many films they're able to do that. I just rewatched. It's so weird. I just rewatched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. They played that in theaters. I watched that with my girlfriend the other day.
Yeah.
And it looked great on the big screen.
Yeah.
It looked fabulous. I was really impressed with how clear it looked. It looked like it came out just a few years ago.
Yeah.
It's so weird how they're able to restore these things and look good for the big screen. So I'm very curious to see. I really want them to bring back old films and show it in IMAX. I'm dying for that.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Our theater will do some runs of older movies, but it's not IMAX. But I know what you mean. Like when it gets that big, it's got to look good.
Right.
To have it look good on that big of a screen.
And it's old. I mean, that's an old film.
They do a lot of. I honestly don't know all the science behind it, but man, they work some magic on restoring some of those old films.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah, D was saying nothing beats the first Jurassic Park movie.
That's good. So they didn't like Jurassic World Afterbirth more than Jurassic Park 1.
Well, I don't know. I haven't said. Like Jurassic. Even Jurassic World was good, but I don't know if they saw the new one yet or not.
Okay, yeah.
We got Larry the Horror Cat Dad in here saying a lot of chants in chat. He's got one of the greater names.
Horror Cat Dad. Nice.
I always love it. All right, I'm gonna rush through here real quick. Like I said before, and I lied. Hey Nikki, this is Jane Doe Latte saying hello, Corey and guest. Hope you're having a great evening.
I am guest. I like that. I like being called guest.
And he's learning how fast it goes off the rails with my live streams.
No, it's good. It's good. I like that. Keeps things interesting.
Just hanging out.
I like seeing all your friends, how pop you are.
I wouldn't say that. Definitely friends, but I wouldn't say that. But I appreciate it. Everybody jumping in here. Mika was saying, it gets expensive. That's where I'll supplement with the streaming and then kind of make a decision on how badly I want to have it sitting on a.
There's something that's just, it feels right when you own that film and you have it on your shelf. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun, you know, and like we said backstage, like there's just nothing fun anymore. I mean, all of these fun things gone away. I also grew up going to a Family Video was my Blockbuster. Yeah. I remember we went to Blockbuster when I was really young, but it went out, and then Family Video became my avenue, and I fell in love with that place. That was my escape. That was right when I first started driving, and it was next to a barber shop I went to. I'd get my hair cut, then I'd go to Family Video, and I'd visit it all the time. I love seeing the staff's picks. I love picking up the Blu-rays, looking at it. And you know what? Another thing that was great about it was they had so many great deals on buying the films, because the way they did it was like, imagine, some new like Superman comes out and because it's hot, right off the bat, they'll buy 10 Blu-ray copies. Yeah. And, those will rent out quick, right? Well, a month later, they have too many copies. There's no point in keeping that many because the demand's low. They'll sell them for $10 each. Yeah. And I buy them. That's how I got so many of these Blu-rays, which I'm so proud to own. And now, there's really not many opportunities like that.
Right.
It's sad.
I would do the same thing. Yeah. Like you said, the new hot movie, they would get a ton of them and they wouldn't keep them all on the shelf the whole time. But but I tell you what, we're going to jump back into the chat, but in a bit. Everybody, I'm going to put a star in that really quick, a little pin in there. I love the interaction. You always make it challenging, and I love the challenge to keep up with it. And I know I've fallen behind, but we'll definitely, we're having fun doing that. We'll get back to you. But I was going to run through maybe a couple more questions and just kind of see where it goes from there. But one thing I was curious about is, what made you want to start doing a YouTube channel, and specifically, about movies or reviews or, whatever, or did you start off? Oh, we'll start with that.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Before
good
I make it a 4-part question.
Good question. Let's see. So I've been on YouTube for a little over a year, not very long. I think I started it because, I've been passionate about film ever since I was young. My favorite film of all time is Signs, which is somewhere like right here. This is a standard DVD, but every time I see Signs, it's just special to me.
Yeah.
And I have the Blu-ray as well, but I was at a flea market the other day and it was $1. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna buy it. But that was sort of like my entrance into serious, mature films. Was that I remember watching that at a young age, and ever since then I've been hunting for the same thrill I got from watching that. And a lot of my friends, we would go to the theater, and I'd be on fire either way, either against it or for it, or sometimes it's mid, and but you'll talk about how mid it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in my life, they weren't very encouraged to talk. That like we'd go to the theater, we'd watch something, and then that'd be the end of it. They'd want to just go on and move on and do something else.
Yeah.
And I don't want the story to stop there. I love talking about it. I love, sharing it with others. And I ended up watching, a lot of the big YouTubers like Drinker and Nerdrotic and those guys.
Yeah.
They got me interested. And then I thought, I kind of wanted to enter the picture to some degree.
Right.
And to try it myself. And it's been a great process. I've loved it ever since. And, nowadays I'm mostly doing live streams like you because I think it's way more fun.
I fun.
And because the editing, nobody likes editing.
I know, right?
I can't stand that. But yeah, so I guess I got into it because I just wanted to speak my part, to try to share with people, and to add a younger perspective as well. Because I don't think there's that many younger people that are exactly on board with this. But yeah, it's not too complicated. Just that.
Yeah. Well, I think the big thing is the hurdle of getting out in front of people on the camera and talking. So did you have any reservations doing that the first time you got out there, or was it just pretty natural?
Yeah. Let's see. I've always been pretty good at talking to cameras.
Yeah.
I grew up, my family had a family business, a nonprofit arts center.
Okay.
And I've been, it's had some successful moments, been on the news through that. And, I've enjoyed that process. It's helped me get out in the world. And I think I've just gained a lot of confidence on camera through those interactions. And, I think I've always been good at talking to the camera too, which is funny. I think like, I remember growing up, I did like stupid vlogs on my phone. I just got real comfortable doing that. And I think that ended up helping me a lot. Trying to, look at the camera and speak. It's different when you're on live stream,
Yeah.
But it's never been too uncomfortable for me, and I think it's fun. You do a good job leading a live stream and orchestrating it because it's like,
thank you.
It's like a piece of musical material. You have to, and you're the composer, and you have all these elements, and you gotta weave them in, and bring in conversation, bring it back to the point. And I enjoy that part of it. There's a little bit of management there. And I like to think I'm a management-esque character.
Sure.
So I enjoy that side of the content creation as well.
Okay, cool. Well, that was the thing that held me up initially. Was originally I was going to do a podcast because I didn't know if I wanted to have my face on camera,
Nice.
but then I ended up jumping out and doing it. So no, I was just curious. Some people they don't even think twice about it. I'm like, oh, heck yeah, go live, and others, it takes a little bit warming up to it to get to that point.
Well, yeah, here, I'm curious real quick. So, that's the thing. Like with me, like for whatever reason, it's like a mix, like what our situation here, I like watching it. Like I'll watch it.
Yeah.
There's times where I'll watch it. Then there's times where I just want to listen to it. What do you think most of your audience does? Do you think they watch it or do you think they listen to
it? Right now I'd probably, and I could be completely wrong, but I'd probably guess majority are watching it in some way right now, but not all of them. Like some people, depending on where you're at, I know some people are like, hey, I'm at work and I'm listening to you, but just wanted to say hi. I won't be able to chat, but that kind of thing. So, but I don't know. I'd be kind of curious. So it depends on with me too. So I'll throw it on and watch a lot of times, but sometimes it'll be on the TV and I'm listening while I'm doing some other things.
Yeah.
Or if I'm at work, I'm definitely like just listening along like a podcast, you know? So, but I guess that's the fun thing of doing the live stream like this. People could take it however they're able to at that time. You know, it's not like you have to watch it. You could listen to it, you know, or if you want to just sit down and watch it, you could, or if you're doing other things, multitasking and just have this in the background. Like Sin was saying, she was in the hotel working on some stuff and listen to us babble for a while, you know.
Babble, I like that. It's funny how we have adopted that form of you know, absorbing entertainment. I feel like all the streaming services have kind of bred people to enjoy film and entertainment that way, because I mean, so much of it, like my mom, she'll watch pretty much anything that like a new streaming service will drop, and she doesn't, you know, it's all very background. It's like background noise. You kind of pop in and out. Right. And I wonder if it's like the streaming services have sort of engineered us to be more geared towards that. Because I mean, this is kind of, it's a different premise, really. I don't, well, I mean, you know, because you've been, you know, I'm younger and I don't really remember a lot of my younger years. Was there something in your life where it was similar to how we entertain ourselves by watching YouTube, kind of secondary in the background?
Wow. I mean, the only thing I can think of is, so when I was like really young, yes, dating myself, but like before internet and things like that, it was, and we didn't have cable where I was growing up too, but we'd have network TV. So what it would be is you turn it on a channel and having that play in the background. So like my dad would throw on a golf tournament or something, and it just like, and he wouldn't be sitting there watching it, but it would be the noise, and once in a while check the scoreboard, you know, kind of a thing, the leaderboard, I should say. But that's the only thing I can think of is if you turned on the TV or the radio. There was a lot of talk shows on the radio. So I know my grandparents and my dad, there was shows that they tuned in. It'd just be like a podcast today, but it's on the radio, but you had to catch it at that time. There was no going back and listening to it again. That was, you turned it on at the certain time at each day. And so I guess now thinking about it, it'd probably be the radio. That was kind of like the live radio talk shows are kind of like your podcast today, but podcasts are a lot more easy to catch because you don't have to be there at a certain time. I mean, if you want to catch a live one, you can, but you almost always have it where you can go back and stream it again later. You know?
It's cool. You can interact with people watching it too, and they can butt in and make a difference. That's fun.
Absolutely.
I like that. I like that, you know, like, you know, both you and I, like, you know, we're small channels, and I don't even want, like, honestly, I don't want people super chatting me. I don't want memberships. You know, I don't need people to give me money to talk. Yeah. I feel like that's something that kind of annoys me about big channels is, you know, and I understand it's like, it's part of the income, but you know, at the end of the day, we're just talking, right? Yeah. People are talking, hanging out. Yep. So that's something I hope I stick to that.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to worry about it yet. I'm not to the point where I can.
Well, yeah, neither me.
So I don't have to even worry about that at this point. But yeah, and I don't know if some of them are so big that they have to rely on that, because, you know, even me falling behind in my chat, and you know, some of these channels have thousands of people in the stream and chatting, and so maybe that's part of it too. But I know what you're saying. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a thought if and when I ever get to that point, but as of right now, I don't have to worry about it.
So just a quick question, because I am curious.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I haven't noticed. I'm trying to figure it out. When you live stream, does that count towards like the watch hours to be monetized?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if that was the case or not.
Yes, it does. And actually, it's a good way to get the watch hours for it. It seems like, for me, and I completely abandoned my pre-recorded stuff. I'm going to try to get back to mix that up again to do that. But I can find if you do like a stream and have a good group of, you know, friends in here like we do tonight, like it can add up the watch, or at least for me. And and maybe somebody else would look at it that way bigger and be like, that's nothing, you know, but to me, it seems like a lot of watch. But to answer that, yes, it does count towards that. But then I notice that 300, it's in the last 365 days. So stuff starts.
Yeah, I know that sucks.
Yeah. So it's not like you hit it once and you're good.
Yeah.
It's like you got to keep it up and keep it over there. But I think the more people you have and following you and like joining in, and that kind of gets probably easier as time goes on. But yeah, it definitely does.
Why did you start your channel?
I wanted to be able to
when?
Okay, so well, first like I said before, was jumping into a lot of live stream chats. I was, having fun, and I still do. I'll do that a lot on other people's channels, but I always like talking about movies. My family, they pretty much would just watch stuff, kind of like you're talking about your mom. They'd watch it and they're like, okay, we're good, and they go on, and they really didn't dig into it a whole lot. Not that I'm like really philosophical about talking about movies, but it was an outlet to be able to talk about things I enjoyed, and I was having fun doing that in chats and seeing other people do it. And I think you kind of said that about some of the bigger channels you were watching, where you're like, well, I could do that, like at a smaller level, but I can have that outlet, and it's fun to, I don't know. I thought it'd be fun to have that conversation, be able to bring, and I love meeting new people too. So like even just hanging out, I know we've met a few times before, but to be able to sit down and talk a little bit.
Talk to each other. Yeah.
Cool. It's kind of a neat thing to do. So yeah, I went, but like I said, I originally thought I was going to do a podcast, never started doing that. And then, some friends gave me the good nudge, that we're doing YouTube. They were like, just try it. What's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah.
If you don't end up wanting to do it, you don't have to. And now I've kind of stuck with it. But like I said, I kind of got bit by the live stream bug, and I kind of just been doing the live stream thing mostly, but
I think you're doing good. Yeah, just keep that up.
Thank you.
Don't do something you don't want to do.
Right. I want to make sure it's fun.
Yeah.
Because it does take up time, but I want it, as long as it's fun, you're having fun.
That's the problem too. Like, with like people that have really well received videos, they do earn it because all that work they put into it. Yeah. I mean, I remember I used to, some of my better received videos I made when I did that more often, it would take me, I'm like 20 hours to edit, and it's miserable. I don't know how people sustain that.
Yeah. I know some people enjoy it. I really have not dug into it enough to really, cause even the pre-recorded ones I did very, very minimal, editing to it.
Nice. So, yeah. That's good. Keep that up. We don't want too much editing.
Right. Exactly. That's what the live streams. It's just like, whatever. I messed something up. That's just what you got. But
it's more organic too. That's something I like about live streams.
I think I feel more natural talking, even it's kind of the same deal. Got a camera, got a microphone, and I know people are going to see it. For whatever reason, I feel like I talk more naturally doing the live stream than I do a pre-recorded. I like watch it back and I feel like I'm being too robotic about it or something. I don't know.
It's strange.
Yeah. Maybe it's just not having another face that you're, but even I'll do live streams just by myself too. But in even those, I feel more, but maybe it's just knowing other people are right there and you can see that interaction. It just feels more natural. Like I'm actually having a conversation, not just talking to my camera up there.
Yeah. That probably helps.
Yeah. But no, it's, has there been anything since you've jumped into it now? Oh, you did ask me how long too.
How long?
Sorry. A little over a year and a half, I think now. So, I want to say October will probably be my, I think that's my anniversary. So coming up on 2 years.
You've been live streaming like most of that time, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a long time.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's been sometimes where it's been busier than others, but then some where I just can't get to it as much. But no.
You live stream like 3 times a week, don't you?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Nice.
I've been doing when I can on Fridays. I'll do a lunch one where I just kind of take a lunch break and jump on for a bit.
I like that.
Just kind of chat, but it kind of makes for a nice, I take a late lunch and then it just makes a short rest of the day for work. And it's kind of nice. It's kind of
good situation.
Yeah. And then I've been lucky enough to go on other people's streams too. So there's some of those weeks where I've had some weeks where I'm like, I wasn't really planning to do it this way, but then I start looking at my calendar and I'm like, okay, I'm doing 2 streams, and I said I'd be on 2 other streams. Like all of a sudden, it's like I'm 4 nights in a row.
Oh my gosh, it's work at that point. But it's like a second life.
It's still fun, but then it's just like, oh, I forgot to eat supper tonight. But
speaking of which, I gotta have you on sometime.
Do it.
That'd be fun.
Don't feel like you're obligated, but if you ever want to,
I'd love that. Yeah, that'd be great. Talking about a film you're passionate about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll do that.
That'd be great.
Yeah, sometimes once in a while I do one where it's a little more focused on something. Sometimes I'm all over the place like this too.
That's good.
Have you I was saying like, and it can be the same thing or it can be something different, but like what is there anything that's come out of you doing this that has been that you found a big benefit of, like doing the live streams, getting on YouTube, whether it's meeting people or getting to think about movies in a different way than you used to, or what are some benefits that you've come away with?
Good question. Well, let's see. Yeah, I feel like, listening ever since I started YouTube, joining other streams and talking to people, and also just it's encouraged me to listen to other people as well. Yeah. And I think it's helped me to mature. I think it's helped me to mature as a man, just by, I don't really know why. I feel like it's helped me to broaden the horizon of different perspectives. I love hearing different perspectives, and it helps me to think more outside of the box. And by going down that avenue, I can tighten up my own perspective as well. And I think that's been a important part of my development. It's very strange. And I think another thing, so that's one. I think I've become a more confident speaker by going on here and presenting. And I've always been pretty good at presenting in front of people. That's never really been a big problem. And I think YouTube has helped that, which is strange. I think they've kind of went well together.
Yeah.
I've also, a big benefit is, it's fun talking to other creators too. And being able to, going in the open bar was like one of my dreams, and I got to be on there a few times.
That's cool.
And then and just joining other little channels too, or Dark Hour. I just joined his last week and we talked about the Patriot, and joining you and joining Kyle and having fun with all sorts of different people. And it's fun being able to, like, you're in a pool of creators that you watched, and now you can interact with them and maybe collaborate with them. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's not many things in life where you can engage like that.
Yeah.
Like film, that's not something you're able to easily. I mean, that's not something you can do at all, really.
Right.
Except, I guess, if you meet them at a con, but they're just being fake and two-faced.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds like I've been beat so bad at this cons meeting actors. It hasn't been that bad. That's just my thing. But other than that, yeah, that's probably it. And I've just enjoyed getting to know so many people that watch and hearing their stories, like Proctophile and Gord King and a lot of the other Brown Eyes, having the regulars and speaking with them and developing little relationships with them, and then watching their streams. It just makes life more fun.
Absolutely. I'll agree with that 100%, with seeing names pop back up again and be like, hey, like it's fun seeing somebody come back around and want to hang out. And then, like you were saying, seeing where because a lot of other people have channels of their own. Mm-hmm. And I love, like I said, I'll watch some of the bigger channels, but sometimes a lot of my watch time is channels of people that I've met through this, and it's fun to see what they're doing next, or their progression with everything. So, and I'll be the biggest cheerleader of anybody that I start following. Like, I don't care if you're hitting 20 subscribers or 100 or 2,000. Like, I'll be there to be like, congrats, that's I love that. I love seeing people succeed and have fun with the whole thing.
Well, one of my favorite streams I watched from you, and when I think of you, I think of this stream, is the one you had with Physical Media Man.
Okay.
I liked your conversation. I liked looking like you guys were like pulling out DVDs. I enjoyed that. That was fun.
Yeah, he was a fun guy to talk to.
Yeah.
I've been so lucky. Everybody that I've had on, I've had such a good time. Like, it's just, but then again, there's been very few that I hadn't seen them interact before in some way, whether it was their videos or a live stream. But there's been a couple that I didn't really know ahead of time, but everything's turned out well. And I was gonna say, I could not complain one bit of. I've had so much fun doing it.
Oh, great!
It's been fun. Yeah. I'm gonna run through real quick. At least say hi to a few people that I've seen.
Yeah. Talk. Let's see what's going on.
We got Scottish Geek Guy in here saying howdy, folks. He's actually in Scotland. So.
Wow, nice. What's up, man?
See if you're. Hopefully, I didn't leave you hanging there too long. I know you got early morning there too.
There you go, Scotland. Jeez.
Yep.
All across the world.
I know. And I've had him on before. It's been fun to do that. It takes a little bit more scheduling time,
Yeah,
the time difference.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yep. The biggest one was that we have Pete and Hannah's Watch List. They're a channel that I've gotten to know that is in Australia.
Oh, wow.
And so I'll be
huge difference.
I'll be like my evening almost, and it's like they're the next day in the morning or whatever.
So weird.
So that's always fun to figure out the time schedule, because I'm like, okay, wait a minute, do I have the right time here? But you still doing okay? Doing good?
Oh no, I'm great.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I just didn't want to.
No, I'm good. I'm just a long day.
Oh, believe me, I'll be doing that here pretty soon too. I completely understand. And then Gizmo's got to say I'm old.
Corey is so old.
So very, very old. Got Dark Room reviews in here. Hey, Joel, how's it going?
Ooh,
good to.
What's up, Dark Room?
See ya. Saying hi there.
He looks like a nice guy.
We're all nice, right?
Oh, so sweet.
At least want to say hi to people jumping in, and we got like Sam in here, Our Life in Horror, saying hey party people.
Fun.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you got all kinds of people in here.
And I told everybody, I'm so sorry if I'm skipping over some things. I at least want to say hi to people jumping in, but we'll definitely get back into some of the chat if we can. We'll see what time permits, but yeah, I wanted to spend some time talking to the Brawler here too. So, which we have conversations off of the chat as well, but just trying to do that balance. That's one thing I found with the live streams. I always feel like I struggle. Hopefully I do more better than bad, but struggle with.
No, you're good.
I love the chat, and I love talking to whoever's on to talk with me, but it's just finding that.
I'm bad with mine, man. Like with me, I just hit the ground running, and I don't get to the chat like 20 minutes in. It's pretty bad. So
yeah, they're
patient.
Well, that's good. It's just figuring out what's right, for you, what works.
It's great. You have a lot of active friends here. That's fun.
It's
fun
awesome.
seeing everybody.
Like Ryan here, Movies with Ryan, saying hey everyone.
So Ryan with an O.
Yep. He'll say that's the correct way to spell it. Just like me with the Corey with an E. That's
right.
All right. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anybody. Trying to go. Proctophile says it's been fun hanging out. Brawler streams.
Yeah, Proctophile. Like gosh, he's awful. You know what he did? I didn't realize it was him. It was when I was on Drinker. He, I don't know how Drinker even saw this, but Proctophile let Drinker know that I'd never seen Terminator 2, and then they all dogged me when they read that. Everyone saw it, and I ended up watching it, and I had a live stream on that, thankfully, with Random Film Talk. But yeah, it was abuse, man. Oh my gosh.
Like,
I never thought that would happen. It's his fault. Thanks, man.
Well, paybacks. Remember?
Yeah, for real. Guess so.
Oh man. Yeah, I could see how that happens. But I've gotten grief before too with some big movies that they're like, wow, you've never seen that? I'm like, well, it's not like I don't watch movies, but there's only so many hours in the day, and there's
how many films in your background do you think you've seen?
Oh,
or well, I mean, maybe like a percentage.
60%.
Oh wow!
That's.
I thought it'd be a lot higher.
Huh. I'd say. I'll probably say that. I'm going to be honest, because there's been a ton that have been recommendations that I've gotten in, a lot of them used, so there's a lot that I just still need to get to. And then, like I said, I still stream movies too, so like when I watched Sinners, that was streaming and I wasn't watching one back here. But maybe I'm being conservative, but there's I'm gonna change. Well, 60 to 70%.
Okay,
there's a decent chunk though. Like there's some of those moments where I sit and go, maybe I should just like not buy anything else and just watch what I
keep buying. Keep buying and watching.
There you go. But but the thing, that's the hard thing when I was saying about buying used movies is I'll go to a place and they'll be like $1 a piece or something, and all of a sudden I bring 30 movies home. Okay. But you know what I mean? Like, and they're all, it's not just because they're $1, but they're all ones that I've heard about that I've not seen before. Well, that's probably where I've gotten behind on things is I've had quite a few of those trips. So it's, not bad money wise, but it's just, when you bring in 10, 15, 30 movies at one time, and then you're watching in the theater and streaming some, and then watching, and then once in a while, I don't care. I want to watch one that I've seen 100 times before, but I just know that night I want to watch that one.
Yeah. You gotta be in the right headspace to sit down and watch a new title. I mean, it's not something you can like for me, I have a hard time doing that casually.
Yeah.
I kind of have to be in the space where, you are open to investing. I mean, it's an investment.
Yeah, absolutely. Gonna say hi to a couple more, but we got Dell in here saying what's up.
Dell on movies.
Yep, Dell on movies. He's got a great channel as well. That's what's fun. Like I said, there's a lot of these people have channels of their own. I always love checking out their stuff too.
Cool, man.
Ryan was saying I always love watching lives because it's always fun to see what's in the backgrounds.
Yeah.
Well, you got some cool stuff in the background there. I mean, you brought some of your movies out so we can see that, but you got
all my hot toys. The live
hot toys, man.
It doesn't do it justice. These things are awesome. I love them.
I've been on a couple streams where some guys have broken out the hot toys and like showed them up close and everything, and I'm like, they're pretty crazy.
Man, I love owning those. It's such a pleasure buying them. They're expensive. They're very expensive.
They are.
Very expensive.
I don't have any of them, but they were talking some prices on some, so you have to.
Here, look at this. So I have one right here. This is one of my favorites. I just picked this up. It's Alec Guinness.
Nice.
It's not really focusing on him, but he looks really good in person.
They got a lot of detail on them. Right?
Oh, yeah. They're awesome. So I have him here so I can always see him.
So do you remember like a first hot toy that you got, or?
Let's see.
Or like
it's
an earlier one?
I have a Wolverine one there. I don't know if you could see him. He has a white tank top. He's behind Bilbo.
Oh, okay. I got you. I see you.
That was my first one. He was only a little over $100. He was pretty cheap. And that was probably like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And then my next one was probably Bilbo there. I got that for Christmas. I still haven't seen it. Everywhere I went, I still haven't seen it. Yeah. So that was a good gift. And then after that, let's see. What else? I think I bought the Breaking Bad ones next. They're sort of like an off-brand, but I have Heisenberg and then I have Jesse.
Nice.
And then after that, let's see. I feel like that's not even all of them. I have more in a display case that you can't see over here.
Okay.
But yeah, those are some of my first ones. My favorite, I'm a big Star Wars animated fan. Growing up, it's funny because like when last time I was on Drinker, they all hate Dave Filoni, and I can understand why they don't like him because of like the Disney Plus series. But they never watched the Clone Wars, to my knowledge. And did you watch the Clone Wars?
Yes, my son and we watched them all together. So
wasn't it great?
Oh, absolutely. I wish they would have made the newer movies based off of like some of those, like the animated Clone Wars. I enjoyed that very much. Yeah, we got a bunch of them on DVD.
Good. Did you watch Bad Batch?
I have not seen Bad Batch.
I think Bad Batch is great. That's one thing I think Disney's done a great job. I think the last season of Clone Wars was great, and I think Bad Batch was great as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I'll give them kudos for.
Yeah.
But I have every single one of the Bad Batch members there.
Okay.
And I started with Echo, who's right here. He's on the corner.
Yeah.
I started with that one. I love him. He's one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time.
Okay.
And then I was like, I'll just buy the rest. And they've just been coming out one at a time.
He looks lonely. I need all of them.
I know, right?
You got to have the whole crowd there for
him. I know. It's an expensive lot there. But, super weird. So I'm also a big toy collector and figures. Okay. Hot Toys is my big thing. I used to do Black Series and like the vintage collection, but I'm pretty much just doing Hot Toys now. I also buy and resell toys at the Great Ohio Toy Show. Okay. That's something I've done. I've had a booth there for a few years, and that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But something funny I've learned, which is so strange. Crosshair, do you know Crosshair by chance? He's part of the Bad Batch.
I don't.
He has did you watch the last season of Clone Wars?
I don't know if I actually saw the final, because
it's a good season.
Because didn't they pick that up on another?
On Disney Plus.
Yeah, and I think that's why I didn't see it. We didn't have, so I still need to go back and I've seen everything.
I definitely recommend it.
I've seen everything up till that.
But. Yeah, I think you'd live without it, but I think it does a great job concluding the story.
So he gets. Crosshair gets tied into that.
So Crosshair is like they introduced the Bad Batch in the last season, and then they share like 4 episodes, and then they got their own spinoff series, Bad Batch, which I believe was 3 seasons. The 3rd season was kind of disappointing, but the first 2 seasons I really enjoyed. It was either 3 seasons or 2 seasons. I mixed it up because there was also, their appearance in Clone Wars. So forgive my mistake. But Crosshair, he's like the sniper, and he's kind of Clint Eastwood-esque. Like they're obviously trying to make him like that.
Yeah.
His stuff sells like crazy. I've had the blessing of getting 2 gold mines with Crosshair. I don't know why, but all of his stuff is worth way more than it was when they were selling it. Like I have a Black Series Crosshair figure. They're like 6-inch. They're the black boxes. And I remember I pre-ordered one and they accidentally gave me 2. And I bought both. I'm like, all right, whatever. And I'm glad I did because I bought them and it was selling for over $100 like immediately afterwards for Crosshair.
Yeah.
The other Bad Batch wasn't that way. It was just that. The other thing is with the Hot Toys here. I bought these because I wanted the whole team. Yeah. So I had Crosshair and now I bought him for maybe $250.
Yeah.
And he's worth over $800. It's crazy. Used.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's so strange.
Hey, supply and demand. And if you get the demand and they're not selling them anymore. That's what happens sometimes even with the movies, I'm sure you know too, but something goes out of print and all of a sudden a regular Blu-ray is like going for like $150 or something.
So I think last time we talked, which was like behind the scenes of one of those Thirsty Thursdays. Yeah. I think you were talking about a DVD you recently purchased, and it turns out it was worth like over $100. Does that ring a bell?
No.
I'm pretty sure you said something like that. But
well, there was a Blu-ray, or I don't know if that's what I was talking about, but there was one that just happened to be the Blu-ray with the slip, and all of a sudden, like it was a regular one, and somebody like posts like, they're like, oh yeah, it's going for like $100 now on eBay. And it was oh gosh, which one was I thinking of? Ready or Not is
that's weird.
Yeah, but it was just with the slip. The slip went out of print, and then I guess
what's the slip? What does that mean?
The slipcase cover.
Oh really? That's why.
So I got the blackening here. This is the slip. I just randomly grabbed one. This is funny. Funny movie though. It was a funny movie.
Oh, the slip. Okay, it goes over the case.
That goes over it. But then I think so sometimes there's only a certain run that have that slipcase cover on it. So that was gone, and then I think the movie itself went out of print, so you couldn't buy it new anymore. So if you had both of them, somebody was posting. Because I think I joked. I was like, well, I guess we need to go on eBay here pretty soon.
Yeah.
No, I didn't sell it because I really like that movie. But Ready or Not.
You could just sell that and then, buy a cheaper copy, right?
Well, but that's the hard thing is then to find the cheaper copy.
Wow, really?
Yeah. But
that's surprising.
There's just random ones like that. Like
that's the one with the blonde girl on the
Samara Weaving.
Yeah, it's like her face and she's like bleeding or something.
No. That's like The Hunt, I think.
Okay.
This one, she's in a wedding gown with a shotgun, and it's like bloody. I wonder if I can grab it.
Yeah, man, I'd like to see that.
I'll have to see.
Huh.
Here we go. Where now?
Wow, that was quick.
Oh, here it is. If I could read, but.
Wow. That's worth over $100.
Well, I don't know if it is anymore.
That's crazy.
But for a moment,
that's pretty cool.
But I don't know if it is anymore. But no, I kept it. But this is a fun one if you haven't seen it before.
I don't think I have.
Oh, it's fun.
Oh man, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that kind of mixed up with The Hunt because I have a picture of her face in my head.
Yeah.
And I thought that was that, but I guess not.
Nope, that's a different one. But yeah, anyway, that was I think that was the one I was talking about because. We have a group chat that talk about movies and stuff, and somebody sent a picture, a screenshot from eBay, and had that. I'm like, oh, I guess I need to start putting mine out on. No,
yeah, for real.
I wanted to keep it though because I like it.
That's cool, man. Nice. It's weird how that works.
Yeah. Circulation. Yeah. Well, and then there's sometimes where there's ones like so even like Free Willy. The one with that was going for crazy amounts of money because it was out of print forever, hundreds of dollars. It was being sold for. But then now they're going to re-release it. So I'd hate to be the person that paid $250 for it. And then it's just wait. There's plenty of other movies to watch, but
that's something weird. You bringing that up because I remember growing up, there was Dengar, the Star Wars character. He's got like the bandages around his face. He's a bounty hunter.
Yep. Okay.
Is it Dengar or Gengar? I think it's Dengar. I think
Dengar's either one. Pokemon. Just be confident.
Yeah, whatever.
Know the difference.
Yeah. Well, he so they had like kind of it's not necessarily a limited release, but they released the Black Series, the 6-inch of him, and I remember he was so cool. They had him. I saw him all over the place for $40 to $60, and I never wanted to buy him for that. Yeah. And then they re-released it. And now I can't help but to see it on clearance racks everywhere. Yeah. They totally ruined it by re-releasing it.
Yep. Now that happens.
It was so funny.
I had to bring this up here. I'll say Mahler saw it first and saw everything to confirm.
Proctophile, you did that. I don't know how he saw that, man. Thanks. He was thanks again, man. Yeah, thanks. Great.
I was going to do another quick scan just to make sure I haven't missed anybody jumping in here like Angel here. FL Vlogs. What's up, Corey? Happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing well, buddy. I'm doing really well. Hope you are too.
FL Vlogs.
Yep. They got a great channel too. Yep.
Cool, man.
So, Angel there. Angel, I know you replied to me, but I always love seeing pictures of you and your family. It's always looks like you guys are always having a good time.
Sweet vloggers.
Yep. Let me just make sure here. We got Mark in here. What's
Mark?
It's been a while. I hope all is well. Yeah, it has been a while. I hope you and your family are doing well. Good to see you, man.
Cool.
Doing the highs really quick here. Let's see here. Yeah, Angel was saying, "Man, Free Willy, man, love that movie." And I know apparently a lot of people did, and when they couldn't get their hands on it, the price went way up, and people were
pissed
for it. Yeah, when they were paying for it though too. But yeah, what was and everybody's. I think anybody's a collector of like physical media, whether you have like one movie sitting on the shelf or like I know people that have thousands of them, and it's everybody collects a little bit differently. But what got you into like wanting to have something physical in your hand to have a movie? Or
I think even during the family video days, I bought them and I loved buying them, but I didn't think too much about it. Right. I think once family video was gone, that hit me. It was like, this was like, that was one of the last few straws in an interactive experience with other people involving film. Yeah. The theater's different. But when that happened, I was like, okay, I think I just want to invest in this myself, because there's really no stable place to find a title either. One of your favorite films, it'll be on Netflix, and then it'll leave Netflix and it'll be on Amazon, and then it'll leave Amazon, it'll be on Max. And, you just can't count on any of these services to have the movies you like. And then, of course, I've never really been all that concerned about it, but they could filter, they could, cut things out. That's never been too much of a concern to me, because what I like isn't that controversial.
Yeah.
But that's part of it. And I think I'm just like, I think people that collect, they have like that gene, the collector's gene, right? Yeah. Like, yours is definitely DVDs. Mine's mostly been toys my whole life. Yeah. And Hot Toys has been more of a new thing. Yeah. And autographs too. I have way more autographs than that, because I've probably met over 60 actors. That's cool. And, a lot of good stories in there too, bad and good. But, the collecting side, it's fun, and it's fun adding to your collection. Yeah. But it's also part of like owning the title even further, right? Having ownership of it and being able to display it, and it helps me just looking at the films that I have. It reminds me of what I love. And it reminds me when I have a guest here, we'll look at the DVDs and we'll find something we like that way. Because otherwise, when you're streaming, when you're just clicking through a streaming service, it's not the same allure as a physical disc. And that's something that I'm very proud to talk about, because I think it's just sad how we've totally lost that nowadays.
Well, and you can kind of get that Blockbuster experience with your friend or friends that come over, and if you're like, hey, let's pick a movie out to watch, and they start looking through it, and sometimes they might pull, what is this one? And you get to talk about it for a little bit or whatever. So it's a good time. You kind of get a little taste of that Blockbuster day.
Social aspect, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And like when you went to Blockbuster, I'm curious to hear, did you know the staff? Did you had a staff member, you liked their picks, or you would ask them for advice, things that maybe you should check out? Did you have like that kind of relationship by chance?
Not at Blockbuster, but so I was in a smaller town growing up. I grew up on a farm, but the small town that was around there, all the way up through high school, there was it was a family owned video rental store, and I knew them. So up through high school, I would come in and I would talk to them, and they would throw out stuff to be like, I'd hand them back, some movie, and they're like, "What'd you think about it?" And I really liked it, and they're like, "Oh, if you like that one, this one just came in," and they'd go over and, and some of them were straight to video, you wouldn't even have heard of them through the theater or anything. So, so that up through high school, I had that. After that, I didn't know them by name, but I would have conversations with, some of the staff, because some of them, they worked there because they loved movies, and maybe they got like cheap or free rentals or, or whatever. And, they loved talking about it anyway. So, didn't know them by name then, but that was fun up through high school. Like I said, it was a family that ran it. So it was like a husband, wife, and sometimes their kids were in there helping out with it. And you always knew one of them when you walked in there. But
don't you think that like physical media, I mean, it's obviously giving a title value, but don't you think that it's like, there's something about, because you mentioned it earlier, there's something, now this is going to sound so stupid, there's something magical about grabbing a disc, you see the pictures, the title, and you can just look at the back of it and read it.
Yeah.
And you see images, and there's just something about it that's just, when you're scrolling through a streaming service and you have like a brief little clip that it plays, or a very brief little synopsis, there's just something about it to me that pushes me away. Like don't even watch this, just move on. And the bank itself is also too big. I mean, these streaming services are so large, it makes it so difficult for anybody to actually choose a single title. I think that's been another big problem that stemmed from streaming services, is the I don't know what to choose fatigue.
Oh, absolutely. And I think we've all, or at least I've been there before, where all of a sudden I'm like, well, I pretty much spent my time of watching a movie just flipping through all our different streaming services and trying to figure out what I wanted to watch. And that's where sometimes it's nice to come in here, where I just need to probably do it more, where just go down the line and like first one I see that I haven't seen before, just grab it and go watch it, and just keep doing that. But unfortunately I don't do that. Sometimes I end up on the couch flipping through the streaming services and do that forever. But
the recommendations are kind of whack too. I mean, like I don't trust whatever Netflix recommends to me.
Yeah, I'd see that. I can see that.
And it's also riddled with their Netflix original garbage.
Yeah, they always make
and that's just straight. It's like literally just straight content. I mean, that's why I can't stand the term content when it comes to film, because that's what all this original garbage is. It's just, it's the background noise, and it's made to be background noise because clearly this is not the next Francis Ford Coppola's finest work, and they're not trying by any means necessary. No,
they just need to keep a good full catalog on there of content, like you said, to be able to be watched. But no, I'll agree with that. But that's where it's kind of nice, where I know earlier a few different people threw out that Sinners was one of their favorites, if not their favorite for the year so far. And I'm just because that's the one that comes to mind right now, is I love seeing something original that's not there's a plenty of series that we were talking about. I still love those, but it's also kind of nice to see something that's just original, not part of a bigger IP, and kind of doing their own twist on. We've had similar, the base of the story is something similar, but they took it into a completely different. They put their own spin on it and did a really good job with it. So it's nice to see that.
That's nice, and it's rare.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just I don't know.
That's what's so great about Life of Chuck. I mean, it's very I've never seen anything like that before.
So that was one of the mystery movies as well, and I was glad it was, because I hadn't seen a lot about it, so I was curious. But I was so glad it was one of the mystery movies, because I got to see it then. And I walked out of that. I was like, okay, that was not what I was expecting, but in a good way.
Yeah.
And and one thing, I didn't know if I would say this, but Mark Hamill did a great job in it. I don't know. That was a surprising role for him, in my opinion. Maybe not to other people, but I thought he did a great job. And
my pops and I think that might be his best performance we've seen as him.
The unfortunate thing is, I don't think enough people. It wasn't in the theaters very long. It didn't have a long run, I don't think. And It's like one of those things. If it's not a known name, it doesn't fill the seats long enough. It's going to be out pretty quick. And unfortunately, I think that's something that happened to that. I wish more people. So the only thing I can hope of, once in a while, there's movies that will then pop up on the good version of things popping up on a streaming service really quickly is something like that didn't get a long run in the theater. Maybe if it gets on a streaming service soon, that it will give it more chances for people to see it, you know?
Yeah. Like one of the strangest factoids I heard earlier in the year. Did you watch Horizon American Saga, the first part?
I have not watched that one yet.
You know, that's like the Kevin Costner film. And it's supposed to be first of like 4 parts or something like that. And it's pretty much like a season. It's like all introductory material. And it's for 3 hours. It's a lot to chew on. I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm supporting his direction. I'm supporting like that he wants to give us a unique new Western tale, you know, with inspiring characters, men and women. But you know, it was too much, way too much introductory content just to chew on for one film. And because I mean, he's literally introducing like 5 different storylines and he's just hopping between them. So it's a little exhausting. The next one I think will be better. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is it was a bomb in the box office and nobody talked about it. But when it released, I don't know what streaming service it was on. I think it was on Amazon or like Netflix.
I think it was Netflix.
Yeah. January when it released, it was the #1 most streaming movie of the month. I couldn't believe it. Like the numbers were insane. And it's like, you know, a month ago, nobody cared or talked about this. Now everyone has seen it.
Yeah.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah. But, yeah, I know. And whether that was the case with this one or not, one thing I think some people just know that something's going to pop up on a streaming service so quickly after it's been in the theater that, well, maybe instead of buying that expensive ticket, I'll just watch it on a streaming service at home that I already have. And, you know, back before streaming, there was a lot of times like if you didn't see it in the theater, it was going to be like 6 months or more before that was going to be released out where you could rent it. And
that was more fun too. Didn't you love the anticipation of that?
Oh yeah. Well, sometimes I'd almost forget. And like I said, you go walk into the video store and they're like, oh, this just came out today. And I'm like, oh yeah, that one was awesome. You know, but it's been so many months ago that you kind of,
they used to give you a list. They used to give you a list of the releases when they were coming out and to look forward to it.
Yeah, that family shop that I'd go to, I remember they had a board and they would write up like what was coming up in the next week or two, you know.
Oh, there's just nothing to get excited about anymore, man. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, man.
All right. Well, let's think of more positive things.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's talk happy thoughts.
I was going to see if anybody else popped in here or what we got. Maybe they got some. We'll pick up the mood here a little bit. We always miss those, though. Proctafile was saying I started collecting physical media when production companies started censoring older movies. If I could read, art history needs to be preserved and respected, even if it's controversial. Yep.
Yeah. Amen, brother.
Gizmo, I see the movie you're talking about there. I probably won't bring that up on the screen, but yes, I did make a funny face when you told me the title of that.
I bet I know the movie.
I don't know. I don't know if you do on this one.
Man. Jeez, a lot of people talk on here.
Yeah, I know. I'm way behind.
No wonder you're having a hard time.
Oh, we got Nadia.
Handsome fellow.
Look at these handsome. Nadia, you're always welcome into my streams. You talk to me like that.
Hello. now she could come in.
Now you can come in. Actually, I'm going to be hanging out with her tomorrow night.
Ooh, fun. I saw that. Right? What are you talking about? Independence or something like that? Institution.
So, yeah, there's a new series that started up. They dropped the first 2 episodes. It's based on Stephen King novel.
Oh, good. Huh.
That I did not.
I can't wait for The Longest. Is it called The Longest Walk?
The Long Walk? Longest Walk or The Long Walk?
Something like that. It looks great.
So the unfortunate thing, a friend of mine that does a book YouTube channel, Jess, Library of a Mood Reader, she told me, she recommended that book to me like a long time ago, and I bought the audiobook for it, and I have not listened to it. And all of a sudden, they announced the movie. So I'm debating now whether I want to go into the movie knowing the book or not, because sometimes people
wouldn't even listen to it.
I'll definitely listen to it at some point, but I was debating whether it would be before or after watching the movie. But,
yeah, I wouldn't want to spoil it. I think it looks pretty exciting.
Yeah. No, I'm ready for that one. I know there was a lot of fans of that book, but sorry, Nadia, I was just leaving your comment up for a little bit longer.
Nice.
Make that my thumbnail.
Good to see you, Nadia.
Yep, good to see you. Ooh.
Life of Boring.
Wow.
Oh,
hot take.
I forgot she didn't like Life of Chuck.
Wow.
I think it's called Life of Chuck. It's not Life of Boring. Silly.
Nadia, we're gonna have to
that
talk
hurts.
To you. No, I'm just kidding.
It got me in the feels.
That movie had feels to it. I think that was what it. yeah. Sin was saying I hated that film.
Man, it's sad.
Oh, Nadia.
We don't all think the same.
I know. Well,
we don't all think the same.
If we all did, it would be a very boring world.
That'd be boring.
It would be a boring world. We'd have no brawling anymore.
No brawling.
Sin was saying, I was very impressed with Hamill's acting in them. I agree. That was...
Yeah, he was awesome.
I was surprised. That was a pretty dramatic role that I don't know, not being mean, but I just didn't know if that was something in his wheelhouse.
Yeah. Well, we've never really seen that from him before.
No, it was a good departure from what he's done before. So who knows?
That's why I'm excited for him. He's going to be in that Longest Yard or Longest Walk, whatever it's called. I think Longest Yard's a different movie.
Yes, much different movie. Yeah, that's the prison football team.
Way off.
There was Burt Reynolds version, and then there was Adam Sandler version later.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Man.
Yep. That's a completely different movie.
Different story. Very different story. Everybody.
Yep. Have to see this one. If you're talking about Life of Chuck, I would say it's good. It's so nothing's blowing up. There's no action crazy, but it hit me in the feels. We'll say that. It makes you think.
My favorite part was the first chapter. Easily, I loved that so much.
I was just trying to figure out what was going on, and so that's where, I agree with you. It was interesting the way they told the story, and it kept me. I enjoyed that one. So, and Nadia got a good nap in, it looks like, she says.
Oh, it was a good nap. Oh, gosh, that hurts.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what she's saying is the equivalent of saying Jurassic World was amazing and the best film she saw this year. That's how that feels right now.
Oh, Nadia. Sin was saying that's the unfortunate thing. People complain about not having original films, but when such films come around, most folks don't pay attention to them. Ugh.
That's something funny about like Pixar. Disney was bitching about how, we gave you an original film, Elio, you rejected it and you didn't like it. So don't be upset if we keep making sequels to the old titles you loved. It's like, well, no, the bad word of mouth and people weren't interested. It was just not an intriguing title. I was curious about that one, but I really could give a crap about Pixar, so I didn't see it. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. Sin was agreeing Horizon was pretty underwhelming. Disappointing film for her. I heard a lot of people, like you said, there was so much stuff going on there. I've heard some people describe it as that it should have been a mini series instead of a movie.
Well, he wanted to bring it to the big screen. That was the whole point of doing what he did. But it didn't work.
It was just
the funny part is at the very end of the film, it was like my pops and I and a friend of mine, we watched it, and we at the very end, it was the most confusing thing I've ever seen in a movie. Yeah. It's literally like 2 minutes of montage of scenes you didn't see the whole film.
Yeah.
And it was like a preview into the next one.
Okay.
In a theater. It was so weird.
But that's where maybe some people were saying the miniseries thing where it was like, and on the next episode of Horizon.
Yeah, literally, man. It's weird seeing it in a theater, though. And it's like a movie. Like, this ain't no TV series.
Yeah. Miko was saying agreeing with Sin and saying, or they aren't promoted enough. And I'll agree. Sorry.
Don't die.
I got hiccups all of a sudden. Sorry. No, I'll agree with that. Life of Chuck, I saw nothing about that. And that's where it's hard to have somebody pay a full ticket price and not know much about it if just going in and seeing the movie poster,
Do you have an indie theater near you by chance?
No, there's not too far away. There's a university, and they have there's a theater down around them it won't do only indie theaters, but they have a lot of more art house type movies that they'll get stuff that the mainstream theater doesn't get.
Okay. Like, man, I think going to those sorts of things makes it like a real special engagement. Yeah. Like, there's one close by that I've been going to for not that long, maybe a little over a year. And there's just something about it, going to an indie theater, watching an indie film. It just makes it more fun. And they give it the attention that they deserve. Like Life of Chuck. I saw it on their big board, their big billboard, and I saw posters wrapped around the building. And like, it was a big deal. And that, to me, that's just real special that we have spaces that are able to do that. I recommend everybody to check out your local artsy, indie theater. It's way more fun watching them.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Yeah. I give a lot of attention to the smaller ones. Mm-hmm. That was saying, I haven't seen Horizon yet. Sinners is my number 1 of the year so far. I really liked it. Yeah. We were talking about that earlier. Del, that's, that was an original one. I'd say that was,
definitely.
Yeah. Sin was saying, I'm glad I had a separation of a few years before watching The Institute. Oh, that's right. You read it, but because I forgot a ton of the details.
Oh, interesting. That's a Stephen King book.
Yep.
Cool. He's getting a lot of attention and love right now.
Jeez. He's getting a lot of attention, I think.
Well, attention. Yeah. Well, he's getting that, so they're making that It spin-off series. I don't know if that's based off any of his text. And then you had The Longest Walk. And then you had Life of Chuck, and now he's got The Institute. It's like, that's a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. A lot of stuff being made off of his books. I don't know. Everybody has the same idea to dip into some of his.
Yeah. It's bang off. It's been great so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless The Institute sucks.
Well, you have to tune in tomorrow night and see I can't give away I can't
Wilkie
give it away
always
right
teases
now.
us.
I know, right?
Such a tease.
Well, if Nadia's still in here, she'd probably tell me to shut. She's like, "Shut up, save it for tomorrow."
Oh man, don't piss her off.
I know, right? Collector or movie collector maniac. Hey, Corey and Box Office.
What's up, man?
So
you have a fun little logo.
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, how you doing, man?
Kevin.
So,
what's up, man?
Very good to see you. But no, so talking about the collecting. So do you get too worked up about? We were talking about the different price levels that we're seeing from all these different things, and how there's some big collector sets and some boutique stuff and like fancy things, and some of it's the sky's the limit. Do you get into that much, or are you kind of like I just want to have the movie to be able to watch?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the whole 4K thing doesn't really interest me all that much. I think I have a ceiling when it comes to movies. Yeah. It has to be pretty special for me to spend more than $15 on a Blu-ray or on a copy of something. Yeah. It has to be really special to do that. I would do that with F1. If F1 came out tomorrow, I would buy in 4K for $30. I probably would, which is kind of crazy for me. Most of the time, I'll pretty much. I find so many at the flea markets and at garage sales. It makes me so happy when I see Blu-rays at a garage sale, especially. It just makes me so happy. And most of the time, I'll just wait and see if I can find it somewhere. I'm like that with toys. I'm never interested in buying online. Not even the Hot Toys. I just get them straight through this one store that pre-orders them. Yeah. But it's the hunt that's fun for me. So I don't really. I did do something. If you don't mind me pulling out a few examples.
No, go for it.
I tried something different. I kept seeing ads for this on Instagram. I think this is all I had, where it was like, I think it was like $32 for 4 Blu-rays, so they were $8 each. Oh, nice. And they looked so tempting in the ad. I'm like, okay, so they had this long list of films, and I picked out a few. So I picked out Tremors. That's a good one, of course.
Well, it's fun. Yeah.
Fun. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So I got that one. I haven't even opened it, as you can see. Yeah. So I don't think I will either, unless it's on like a streaming service or something.
Yeah. Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward. They're funny in that.
And then Black Phone. I've always enjoyed Black Phone, but I didn't own it.
I still need to watch that one. I have not seen that yet.
Oh, it's great, man. You'd love Black Phone.
That's one of them I have sitting.
Oh, and you have
it? I own it. Yeah, but it was I think that was a used one I bought. But yeah, I still need to watch it.
It's awesome. It's really good. I love Blumhouse horror. That's always fun to me.
They got a lot of good ones.
They don't go too far, and it's fun. Yeah. I also got a classic. Might be my favorite Adam Sandler film of all time. Billy Madison, of course.
That's a good one.
Brand new in the packaging.
There you go.
And then this is a very controversial film. Very controversial film.
Okay.
You might remember this one for one scene in particular. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Deliverance. Oh, yeah. John Boyd, our friend John Boyd. There you go.
Squeal like a pig.
Yep, that's right. I had to own Deliverance. I love John Boyd, and that was my entrance into Burt Reynolds as well, and he was great. So yeah, that's something I did buy online. I don't ever buy Blu-rays online. I pretty much just wait. If you don't mind, I could show you what I've got from like my recent hauls.
Go for it. Yeah.
I have. This big stack here is from garage sales. It's from flea markets. So let's see what I have. I had, Michael. Oh wait, who is this? Yeah, Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah.
They had this nice box. Or it's like I don't know what else it has. Yeah, it has
like a media book.
A few different DVDs here. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Blu-ray. Had, you know what? I know it's on some streaming service. I think it's on Netflix, right? But Better Call Saul. I love Better Call Saul.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And I just wanted to have it on my shelf just so it's like it's recognition that I love Better Call Saul. So got that. And then, honestly, I'm not a very big Ghostbusters fan. I need to rewatch it, but it was only $1. It was on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah,
so you can't turn it down. So
that's what I do. A lot of those. Yeah, good one.
You know how it is. It's a kid in a candy store, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Then Halloween, of course.
It's classic.
The original.
Classic.
Had to get that.
Classic.
I recently discovered Heat.
Oh, that's a great.
That's
movie.
A good one.
Saw it in the theater.
Oh, you did?
So that was a funny one. I went with a group of, there was four or five guys, buddies of ours. Only two of us made it through the movie because the other one said it was boring and they left.
They left.
Yeah. They left before them exiting the bank.
Oh, of course they did.
And I'm like,
they left early.
Well, it takes a little while to get.
Wait. No, that's not the first. That's not the first.
Oh, no. Like
Rob.
This is like in the middle when they come out and there's the whole shootout downtown.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's a big one.
And I was like, oh, you missed out on so much. And then the other buddy that lasted through with me, we were like, yeah, it was long, but that was awesome. And that's been a favorite of mine. I can go back and watch that movie whenever. So
that's pristine Val Kilmer right there.
Oh, I love that. And
he's awesome.
Yeah, the whole scene.
Al Pacino
and Robert De Niro with them sitting down in the coffee shop and their little verbal sparring that they have. That's really good. But what funny thing is, I originally had that. I bought that used from Blockbuster when they got rid of the copies of the VHS, and it was long enough. It was on 2 VHS tapes. So it's a double tape.
Oh, that's cool.
So the second tape, when you put it in, it was the beginning when they were walking out of that bank in that whole shootout scene. So there's a lot of times I would just throw that one in.
Oh, nice.
Watch that. But,
straight to it.
Yep. So anyway,
that's kind of nice. I kind of miss that. I feel like, do they still, they're not really producing Blu-rays that are 2 discs anymore, are they?
No, most of the time everything can fit on the one disc, but then they'll have maybe a second disc that has the bonus features on that. Like sometimes it will be like that, but the whole movie will be on one disc.
That's how it was with Lord of the Rings. It's like that's a classic. You have to like the 2 DVDs of Fellowship of the Ring, and then I was the same way as you. Like when I watched Fellowship of the Ring, you put in the second disc, and the second half's usually more interesting anyway.
Yeah. Now that I say that, though, I kind of wonder if they had to do that with the Lord of the Rings when they did the extended versions of those and released those. Those are really. I wonder if they.
Those have multiple discs.
They might have to have
those.
But those are really long when they, for the most part. So 9 out of 10 times it'll be on one disc. But I wouldn't be surprised if that one's broken up over.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's
sorry.
see. No, you're good. You're
good. Like I said, I sidetrack easy.
No, that's a good point. And I wonder the same. That's the only film I could really think of that was discs that had multiple for like one story. And then I also have the Incredible Hulk here.
And you got the green case. Or
yeah, isn't that cool?
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
it's
the green
weird.
Case
it really sticks out.
Yeah.
I'm not even that big of a fan. I'm actually honestly not a big fan of Raging Bull either, but I did buy it in case I wanted to rewatch it.
Honestly,
because I do love boxing.
I've never watched that one.
Wow,
never seen it. So see, that's one
gross.
of mine. Okay.
He's a lot slimier than you think he'd be.
Oh, okay.
But I guess that's classic Scorsese, right? And then I have, of course, this is my favorite, Stephen King's It, the original.
The originals, yep.
What do you like better, Wilkie? You like the original or you like the new one?
I think I go the original just because I was a kid. I was pretty young when I saw that for the first time, and it scared me to death. And I think that just sticks in my head now. So, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a classic like child nightmare film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Nightmare.
I love it. I also have Platoon. I need to rewatch Platoon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that one, of course. Yeah, that's a good one. Rings. This is like $1.
I've never seen that one.
So, have you seen any of the Ring movies?
No, I have the first one, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's worth watching.
Yeah,
it's fun. That's a good casual horror film.
Yeah,
just you could chill and watch it. Yeah. I'd be down to rewatch these actually. Happy Death Day. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, that's a fun one.
That's fun.
I have that one. That's a fun one.
They made 2 of them. It's a strange.
I was really late to that one. I only watched it like within the last year or something.
Oh wow.
I was really late to it, but I thought it was really funny. But I could see that being kind of a gateway horror movie for people too. Like it's not too gory.
It's not graphic or anything.
But then they have some humor in it too. So I could see that being.
It's a good blend of all those things.
Yeah.
Then I have Super 8. I need to rewatch Super 8.
That's so good. I think I really like that Super 8.
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old JJ. Not. This is always confusing to me because the image. So I'm holding this upside down, but it goes this way. Yeah, Insidious Chapter 3. I like the Insidious films.
Yeah.
So I get that. And then, have you ever seen Thank You for Your Service with Miles Teller?
No,
that's a great one. Yeah, it's sort of like the aftermath of men like veterans dealing with PTSD. It's a great movie. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a must see. And then I recently picked this up. It was only $1 for Jaws. Look at that nice copy of Jaws.
Yeah,
Blu-ray
and everything.
Yeah,
Jaws is fun. We were just talking about that. Maybe we'll get to see it in the IMAX.
Exactly. I know I am. This is one of the cases. This is one of the cases where I buy it because it's like you're going to end up renting it anyway. So if you see something you're interested in, might as well just buy it. So I bought The English Patient.
I've actually never seen it before.
Have you heard about it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. It was up for a bunch of Academy Awards. But
yeah, so I've heard the name many times, and it's got Ralph Fiennes in it. So
I like him.
Okay, but, yeah, he's great. So I bought that for future reference. I've also not seen The Last of the Mohicans. Have you seen that?
I have, but a long time ago. Little Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yep.
Going on.
Is it good?
I remember it being long, but I was also pretty young when I saw it too. It'd be almost like it would almost be a first time watch if I watched it again, but it was like VHS days when I saw it. And I was so mad because this was before. Now I like the widescreens, but we had the 4x3 square TV. Well, it was one of the VHS tapes. They put it into the widescreen format in it. Well, our TVs weren't that big, and so so it was like the theatrical view. So you had the big black bars, and so it made your TV look even smaller.
Oh man! So the image would be small.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, because it gave you what you got in the theater, which now I appreciate and I like that. But now we have widescreen TVs that are way bigger, and it accommodates it. But on a small, 4x3 square TV, it made it really small, and I was not happy when I rented it. But
I guess
how things change.
So they sort of formatted it to fit the small square TV. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, so like a lot of the times when you rent the VHS tapes, they would reformat the movie so it filled up the square TV, the full screen, but it would cut things off from what was in the movie theater. So you'd see like a lot of important stuff, but there's stuff that's missing when you're watching a 4x3 formatted movie. But they were like, okay, we're going to give you the full theatrical, so you're not losing any of that. Well, to fit the ratio of that, the width of it brings down the the height of it, and so you'd have the big black bars above both of them. And so yes, it was way it was intended and how I'd want it now, but as small as those TVs were, I was like, I think I got off the couch and went and laid on the floor in front of the TV because I was like, that's too far away for the house that made that. But
that's fun. I kind of like it when you like go up, like I always when I play video games or I'd watch something I'm really into, I'd take a chair and I would sit real close to the TV because you want it to be as big as possible. You know, yeah. But just a few more things.
Yeah, go for it.
I only have 3 left here.
Yeah.
Prometheus. I still haven't seen that. I've heard mixed reviews about that.
I own it. And I haven't seen it yet either.
Yeah, so I have it. I'll probably watch it one of these days. This is a classic. I definitely want to rewatch this soon. Good Morning Vietnam.
I have the VHS of that.
Ooh, I want the tape, man. I want the tape because I collect the tapes for the titles I really like. So I'm excited to rewatch that.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, I don't even like this movie, but I had a feeling I might. It was literally 50 cents. Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's been forever since I've seen that.
Nightmare Fuel.
Yeah,
look at those guys. Let's see. There they are. I can't stand them. They're so gross. Oh gosh.
That's too funny.
That'll be good for some late night nightmares.
There you go. Yeah, so that's your more recent haul that you got.
That's a recent haul.
That's awesome.
Real quick, since I have the pile here,
go for it.
My favorite picks here. So this is like some of my favorite films I have. Let's see. Of course, I just picked this up the other day. The Signs, the standard edition. Yeah, just because I just like looking at these things, and I want to find a special place to put my favorite films. And I don't know where that's going to be yet. These are also 2 more. Actually, these are 3 more films I got from flea markets. I had Kickboxer, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Nice.
I just watched Bloodsport for the first time, and that was fun. And I heard good things about Kickboxer. So
it's a fun time.
Yeah, it's like silly, right? Ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's fun.
And then I've heard good things about Face Off.
Oh, that's Nicolas Cage being very Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah, good. That's what I want.
Like over the top. Cage, but it's fun though. You don't. It's one of those you suspend a little disbelief in situation like what they do with it, but it's fun. It's over the top action fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it's great. Yeah. So we'll see. I guess you like it, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Then this was only $3 for the Hobbit trilogy on Blu-ray. So
there you go.
Yeah, I got that. Pretty nice set. I got that at the flea market.
Yeah.
Yeah, so couldn't resist that one.
Goodbye.
And then this is some of my favorite films, and I'll show you my favorite. One of my favorite boxes is in the very bottom. So of course, Denis Villeneuve's Prisoners. Have you seen Prisoners?
I have not. I've heard so many things about it, but I have not seen it.
It's a must see. Jake Gyllenhaal is and Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is great in everything. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, I was gonna say a lot of stuff I've seen. I really
I don't think I've ever seen anything with him in it that sucked. He's always good.
Just actually watched a movie with him last night.
What was it?
Eddie the Eagle.
Oh, was it good?
It was very good. It's a feel-good movie. It's based on a true story of a British boy growing up and then man that wanted to do the ski jump in the Olympics. The high I don't know what you call it. I'm messing it up now. But anyway, a couple friends recommended it. I'd never heard of it before. Hugh Jackman's in it, and it's actually good. It's a good feel-good movie.
Is it old?
Not like real old. I don't even know that's what's that bad. I don't even know the release date of it, but
is he old in it? Is he like a young guy?
No, he's not. No. This was one that I just didn't hear it. 2015.
Okay. Huh.
So not never heard of that. A decade, but not super.
Okay. Old. Cool. Nice. I might have to check that out. I love Hugh Jackman. Yeah. He's one of my favorites. I'm not exactly sure why I grabbed this, but The Cobbler. Have you ever seen The Cobbler with Adam Sandler?
I have not.
It's a fun like drama comedy. It's where he is a cobbler, and his cobbling machine has sort of magical powers.
Okay.
Where once he the guy who cobbles the shoes, once he puts them on, he becomes the person who had the shoes.
Okay.
So he'll look like Method Man's in it, the rapper, and he'll once he puts on Method Man's shoes, he'll look just like him. So it's kind of silly. It's fun.
You can have fun with it.
Yeah. And then have you seen Chef?
Yes. I enjoy that one.
My gosh,
yep.
yes.
I have that one too.
Good. I'm so glad you've seen it. Yeah. It's a must see.
That's a really good one.
That's a sleeper too.
Yeah, that was one I was very late to it, but I had some friends that were like, check it out. And I was like, really? But that's a feel good movie too.
Yeah. It's so much fun. So much fun. And Jon Favreau is a great actor in that too.
Yeah.
So
and you got Leguizamo in there as well.
Yeah. Is it John Leguizamo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. I loved him. Here's another good one. You're probably familiar with this. Our friend Mel Gibson, We Were Soldiers.
Yep. That's a good one.
Yep. That's a proud item in my collection. A lot of people would hate on me for this. I tried watching Tombstone. I couldn't do it. I need to rewatch it, but it just seemed way too campy for me.
Yeah.
I liked Wyatt Earp. Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp.
Actually, I like Wyatt Earp as well, and that was one that it did not do well in the theater either.
Really?
Yeah, it did not do well, but I enjoy that one. I think because for the time it was a little longer too for the theater.
Like, it's long.
Yeah, and how long is if I remember right, but I enjoyed that one.
I think it's about 3 hours.
Yeah. So nowadays, like, that's still long, but I think when that came out, that was like almost unheard of, like having a 3 hour. And I remember it bombing in the theater.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Another Kevin Costner one that's not that long, but it is kind of long Western that I really enjoy is Open Range. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. Kevin Costner, Robert Duvall, Annette Bening. It's a really good one.
Open Range.
But it's a longer one, and I know some people that will watch it and be like, it's boring, but I don't think it's a slow burn. I'll say that. It kind of builds up to some things, but
okay.
I really like that one.
Is it older? Is it like 90s, 80s?
Yeah, probably. I'm going to say like 90s, but
cool.
Now I'm going to be like completely off. Now I got to look it up so I don't sound like completely 2003. So sorry, I was it's newer than I was thinking. 2003. I was thinking late 90s for some. Well, that's not way off, but
not too bad. Huh. Cool. I might have to check that out. I loved him in Wyatt Earp.
Oh yeah, if you liked Wyatt Earp, I'm not saying it's the same, but if you were good with Wyatt Earp, with it being longer and like it draws out some things, but I think in a good way. I think you might like Open Range. I really enjoyed it.
Cool. Yeah. Great. And then here's another good one. David Lean's The Bridge on the River Kwai.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Oh man, these are great. I love this one. Yep. I'm a big Lawrence Arabia fan. I don't have that on Blu-ray. That's my second favorite film of all time, and I don't own it.
Oh. That's what I was almost going to ask, if there was like some that are missing from your. Yeah. So that's one right there. That
might be the only one I'm missing. Oh, Apocalypse Now. I don't own that either.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Yep.
What am I doing with my life? No.
I know. Who am I?
Who am I?
This is my midlife crisis. Then this is one of those rare films. It wasn't for the longest time. I don't know if it's changed. Luke, the guy I stream with on Tuesdays, he recommended we watch this for Tuesday night movie talk Gen Z reviews. And it's Tobey Maguire's Brothers. Have you ever seen this?
Yes. Yep.
I love this movie.
Yep.
When I was looking it up, I'm not kidding, it wasn't available to rent or stream on a single platform, not even Amazon.
Yep. Another reason where it's nice to have the copy sitting in your hand like that.
You had to get it this way. It was so strange. I could only buy it. That's one of the few examples I saw of that, where you need to buy the Blu-ray or else you'll never watch it.
I've ran into that a few times, and it's so frustrating. You're like, I'm willing to give you money. Can I watch the movie?
Even to rent it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then sometimes they're not even available to, like, there's been I've ran into that a couple times where you couldn't rent it. It wasn't streaming on anything, and they stopped printing the discs. So you can order it like on Amazon or anything. And then that's where, if you're lucky enough to find it used somewhere.
Yeah. But that's a weird reality. I mean, it won't be long before like a lot of these things are really out of print.
Yeah.
This is a movie I bet you haven't seen.
All right.
Is Priscilla. You watch Priscilla?
I own it and I have not watched it yet though.
So I own it though.
It was like super good. I found a really good deal on it. I think Walmart had it really marked down, but so I do own it, but I have not watched it yet.
This is a great film. I loved it. Kaylee Spaney is awesome in this.
I heard she was really good in it.
Yeah, and Jacob Elordi. This was my intro into him as an actor, and I thought he was a great Elvis. I liked him more than Austin Butler.
Oh, okay.
As Elvis, yeah. So I'd say check this out. That's a good one.
Well, I hope so. Since I paid money for it, I better watch it.
Watch it, man. You'd have to be in a weird mood to watch that one. It's I don't know. I mean, it is a romance. It's strange.
Yeah,
it's a strange film.
They had
strange
a
is fun
relationship.
Let's see, and then of course, we were talking about it earlier. This is probably my favorite Blu-ray cover I have, and it's actually not Blu-ray. It's 4K. It's my Halloween one. I love that image. I think it's so cool. They
do some fun stuff with the covers sometimes.
Yeah, this one's sweet. It's not too. I mean, it's like kind of like 3D.
Yeah,
it's got a cool texture and everything. Yeah. I love how that one turned out. And then we have just a few more here. Fly Boys. Have you ever seen Fly Boys?
No, I have not.
That's a fun one.
I've heard
of it. It's a sad story.
Yeah.
Of a pilot that falls in love and everything falls apart because of the war. And it's great. I loved, oh gosh, what's his name? I can't remember.
Oh gosh.
Harry Osborn.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, the Spider-Man.
Let me see if it says his name real quick.
Oh, that's horrible.
James Franco.
Yeah,
James Franco. Yeah. This is one of my favorite movies. It sadly got bumped because I just found other movies I love. This is a beautiful Blu-ray. I love this. Written and directed by Woody Allen. Midnight in Paris.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Oh my gosh. This is my favorite romance film of all time.
Really?
I love Midnight in Paris. Oh my gosh. There's nothing like it before.
I don't know that one.
It's a must see. Really beautiful. And then this is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. I'm curious if you've seen it or not. Vince Vaughn's Fred Claus.
I don't think I've seen that one. I've heard of it, but I haven't.
It's hilarious. He's awesome. He's sort of like he's the nitwit brother to Santa Claus, and he causes a lot of trouble.
I don't think I've seen that one.
You'd like it. It's a fun one. That's the kind of like Christmas movie I'll watch anytime.
Yeah.
Which is weird. And then here we go. I'm curious to know what your thoughts on this are. Pearl Harbor.
Oh, I've seen it. I used to have it on DVD. I don't know if I still do, but I was disappointed with that one because I thought it would be more of the battle, like the World War II, like getting into World War II and everything like that. But it was like more the love story. And, yeah, so I was a little disappointed with that. But
dang. Well, yeah, if you go with those expectations, you'd be gravely disappointed.
Yeah, I wanted to see that more. One of my grandfather was a Marine, and he was at Pearl Harbor when it was bombed.
Wow.
And then he was in some bad places after that, like Okinawa and Iwo Jima and Guadalcanal. And it was one thing that he just couldn't, he never talked about it. And one time it kind of came up and it wasn't good. And, my grandma was like, stop talking about it, Wayne,
man,
stop talking about it. And so just out of my curiosity, I always wanted to know more about it. So when things like that come out, I'm like, I had a little personal tie where I wanted to, so that's more like Band of Brothers. That one dug into, not with, sorry, not Band of Brothers, Pacific. Yeah. Sorry. But Band of Brothers is great too, but but Pacific, that was more where it really dug into the real stuff.
Did they show Pearl Harbor in Pacific? I don't think they did they?
I think it was, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've seen it too, but I think it was more the island. So like,
a lot of Japan stuff,
like the Okinawa and Iwo Jima and Guadalcanal and things like that. But still, that was things that my grandpa was. That
was a good show too. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. He did all that.
Yeah.
He hit all the prime spots.
Oh, that's why he wouldn't talk about it, and you just kind of knew not to bring it up. Yeah, so that was one grandfather. The other grandfather actually was a pilot. He was the captain of a B-24 bomber over in Europe.
Wow, man!
It was something that always interested me growing up, but it was just something. Yeah, that grandpa, he came back to the farm and he never flew again after that.
Man,
apparently the story is that he had offers for like commercial airlines at the time to be a pilot. And I don't think he ever flew again after he came back.
Wow.
He was just the things that happened,
Wow.
So anyway, that's why I really got interested in all those things. So I like the more realistic, But even like Saving Private Ryan, I get it because that opening scene.
Those war stories, man. They're awesome. They're great, especially when they're so touching and deep like those. Well, and Band of Brothers. I mean, geez, it doesn't get better than Band of Brothers. You know?
No, that was anyway. Sorry, sidetrack.
No. I like hearing about that. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I have just a few more here.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful Blu-ray too. I actually haven't really looked at it that much before, but Mel Gibson's The Patriot.
Oh, that's good.
That's
like
a classic.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the extended cut. I don't think I've even seen the extended cut. So
I think I've only seen the theatrical. But
oh yeah, I heard that the extended cut has like kind of nonsense in it. So
okay.
This is all right. So one of the questions you put in the chat when you texted me was what was it? Like I think one of them had to do with like the one movie that you own that you're like guilty of or something like that, like you're embarrassed by it.
Or yeah, that could be
So this is it. This is my guilty pleasure movie. Okay. I love this movie. I think it's hilarious. My family loves it. And I don't care what anyone says. It will always be one of my favorites. You ready?
Defend it to the end. Okay.
Adam Sandler's Jack and Jill.
Oh, for real? Oh, wow.
I love Jack and Jill. I think it's hilarious. Every second of it, I think it's hilarious.
So that's one you'll defend to the end?
And my defense, like, there's no base of a defense. I just love it.
Yeah.
It's the good, it's the bad that's great. I know everyone hates this. I'm the only one that loves it.
I'm sure there's others out there, but that's just I wasn't expecting you to pull that one. So no.
Yeah, it's very different than the lot. And then of course, every man needs this in the household. Every man needs this. It's a defining chapter in every man's life.
Okay.
Is seeing this film for the first time.
Okay.
Goodfellas.
That's
a must see. Every young man needs to watch Goodfellas.
Yep, that's a good one.
Great film. Ray Liotta is awesome.
Yeah.
And then here's another great one. Every young man needs to watch Dances with Wolves.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Kevin Costner, of course. Everybody loves that one.
So I have a version of that has an extended cut of it as well, but I have not watched the extended cut because I think it's like 4 hours or something.
Oh my gosh. Too much, man.
Yeah, but the original, I really... Yeah, that's a good one. I got to see that in the theater too.
Wow, that's cool.
So,
man,
before streaming, we would go to the theater a lot more,
Wait, so you watched it when it was like when it released?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, that's cool.
This is what it would have been in like 93 or was it? I got to look up again. I should have just left the website up. 90. Sorry, I was
90.
Late, but
wow.
90. Yeah.
That's crazy to think that's, geez, that's 35 years old. That's insane.
Just to think I was in high school at that time. So
a lot happened since then, right, Wilkie?
Right, exactly.
Man. Here's another good one. I hope you've seen this. I bet you have.
Okay, let's see.
Sound of Freedom.
Okay, I have not seen that one yet. I want to see it, but I've heard some people say that it was a really good movie, but it's a hard watch.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I saw it when I saw it in theaters. I watched it 4 times in theaters. I loved it.
Okay.
It's the most emotional film that's come out in the last probably 10 years that really hits. I love this film. Really powerful. And Jim Caviezel is just phenomenal in this.
I like him a lot anyway, so that's why I figured I'd like it.
There's
been quite a few
you need to see it.
It's
incredible.
I think it's just one of those. I have a few of those movies where I just got to be in the right spot or frame of mind to watch it.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Here's another one of my favorite horror films of all time. My pile's almost over.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. We're just chatting.
Jake Gyllenhaal's Donnie Darko.
That's one of them I've watched, and I was like, "What did I just watch?"
Literally, there's nothing else like Donnie Darko, man. This is a stupid cover. Look how terrible this cover is. That's probably the ugliest cover I have. He doesn't even look like that.
They're trying to be stylistic with it or something.
Lame. That's the worst cover, if that's a point. Oh, here's another good one. This was a sleeper. Dr. Sleep.
Oh.
That's a good one.
I own it and I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
that was one.
man.
That's one I've been shamed about not seeing already.
Oh, shame on you. I continue the shame.
I know. So you had your one, the one that you were like, you got shamed for, and I got a whole bunch that I put on my list, but that's a longer one too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Yeah.
It's probably, let's see, it says
like
the director's cut's 180 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's a long time.
That's 3 hours.
Here we go. This is one of my favorites. Is the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah.
All three of them on Blu-ray.
Yep.
You have this one?
I have the 4K.
Oh, you beat me.
Sorry.
Damn it.
No, you're not beating. You still get to watch the movies.
I need the 4K one.
I just recently I hadn't had it in my collection for a long time. I had the DVDs of those, but then I think it was Black Friday. They had a deal on the 3-pack like that of the 4K.
Oh, cool.
And so I ended up grabbing that. But
I want that, man.
I enjoy those. That's a good trilogy.
The rewatch value is so high on that. Then Nobody. Have you seen Nobody?
Yeah, I own it.
Man,
I have fun with that one. I want to see they got a.
That's not that far from now.
Yeah,
that
it's
second
coming out
one
this year, isn't it?
August.
Okay.
I think it's August.
Yeah, I can't believe we're almost to August. I mean, we're
It's
halfway
crazy.
through July already. So,
I think it's August. I'm not 100%.
I'm going to go see that one in the theater. I had fun with the first one, so I'm hoping they continue it with.
It was a real surprise.
Yeah.
And then I got two more here. It looks like, hey, look, I do have signs on Blu-ray.
There you
Perfect. There we go. So
that could be one of the movies you could buy like in every format,
Yeah, that would be it. If I chose something, that would be it. Yeah. Definitely VHS. I'd love that on VHS. Yeah. Then my last one here is The Thing. Finally, I own it on Blu-ray.
Yep, John Carpenter.
This I had to buy online because everywhere I went, you can't find it anywhere.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah,
lots of fun.
No, there we go. That's
I love seeing this stuff in there, but seeing the pickups and
I have more too, but those are my favorite. Those are my favorites.
We can do that for the next stream.
That's right, the whole lot. Let's talk about every title. Yeah, and you'll have to pull out your favorites too. That would be cool.
Okay, I'll bring some out sometime. But
yeah.
But no, I always love doing that. Do you mind if I run through the chat? Real quick,
please. Yeah.
Are you still doing okay with?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to leave kind of soon.
Okay,
I just use the restroom, but.
Well, do you want to?
Actually, why don't you read the chat and I'll
do the chat
right
if
back.
You want to come back.
I'll come right back.
Yeah, just that sounds good. Do the mute and take your camera.
I'll come right back.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everybody. Sorry, that was fun going through those. I know I fell behind on the chat. We got Anthony here. If you're still in here, Anthony, what's up, y'all? Good to see you. Let me see here. What else do we got? I'm like way behind. Sorry here, everyone. Thanks, everybody. Everybody's been awesome tonight. We've been had such a great turnout. A lot of good friends in here hanging out. Love it. Mika was saying Last of the Mohicans is another great one. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember it being pretty epic film. Where am I at now? My chat just jumped on me. Proctofile was saying, oh, probably Mika. Oh, absolutely follow them. They got some fun stuff going on. I think they got some streams coming up here real soon. Maybe Friday or this weekend. I got to look again. That's why I always try to follow everybody, but then I miss I know something's coming up, but I can't remember the exact day. Prisoners was a great film. Yep, I've heard that, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. Gizmo, Eddie the Eagle is okay. A lot of Norwegian actors in it. I think it is a Corey movie. That was a good one. That was a family movie. That was what we could, one we could watch together. I still haven't watched The Cobbler. I haven't seen that either. Kim was saying Tombstone is great. I have fun with it. There's so many quotes in that. That's such a quotable movie. Yeah, Holland Peak, Val Kilmer, absolutely. John was saying Tombstone is amazing. It's a fun one. Yeah, I'm your Huckleberry. Yeah, there's probably been some of the quotes already in the chat, but it's so quotable. Open Range is great. Still don't have it on Blu-ray of that one. Yeah, you're correct. I do have it on Blu-ray, but it was an import. There's an import Blu-ray of Open Range, and I ended up breaking down and buying it. It went on sale a little bit. It was not too bad of a price. Kevin, I can't remember what I paid, but it wasn't anything like super crazy. But you're correct. In the US, not, but I can't remember if it was anyway, I have an import of it. Gizmo says Open Range has a cool saloon scene. Wyatt Earp was boring. First hour. Tombstone is amazing. There you go. Wow, you like Tombstone. Well, there you go. No, I'm just kidding with you. Proctofile was saying, I'm back. Just went on a spur of the moment shopping spree. Are you hearing about movies that you want to go pick up? Kevin was saying it was $7.50. I think you were talking about Priscilla. Sorry, that's where I fall behind on the chat. But if that's one, yeah, I believe it was something crazy. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to grab that. Because, yeah. Anyway, I think that's what they had. A couple that dropped really low. I think one of them I already had. I can't remember what it was now. But Prince, what's going on? Saying Corey is a certified baby cinephile. Yep. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Catching up with the chat. That's good.
Yeah, I'm trying to get through some of those, and I'll just,
Ew, Holland says bathroom brawl. You weirdo.
Come on, guys.
Come on. We've been talking for 2.5 hours.
No, it's a long stretch. It's a long
I know.
stretch.
This is good. I like that.
Jeff was saying Idiot Eagle is a good one. Yeah, and that's I think I was saying, Jeff, I think you were the first one that really turned me on to that one. So
wow. Jeff's the man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jimmy was saying Dr. Sleep is brilliant. I gotta watch it. I got it.
I think you and Jimmy need to sit down and watch it together.
There you go. Better than The Shining. Okay. That's right. That's right. I said it.
Wow.
Is that the hot
Scottish guy's got balls?
There you go. Well, I tell you what, I know, like, that being said though, I didn't want to like rush you off, but I know we're kind of hitting the end of the time. Definitely can wrap it up for the night, so you can
that's cool.
Get on. I can keep on. I have a problem of not shutting up sometimes, so I'll keep on going. But I always joke with people to say, like, even if we feel like there's more to talk about or chat or even focus in on something, it just means we can maybe do another stream sometime.
That's right. That'd be great. Yeah.
For it. So, but like I said to everybody, down in the chat or in the description, I have your links. Please go check it out. Do you have anything coming up soon that you'd want to throw out there to everybody?
Gosh, I'm not sure. I think I might talk about the original Christopher Reeve Superman this Friday. I'll make a video for that, just because we rewatched that Tuesday night, and that's such a magical film. And if you want high quality Superman, I mean, look no further. It's Christopher Reeve Superman.
Yeah.
And it's such a touching portrayal. So I'd love to talk about that. So I guess stay tuned for that. And, on Tuesday nights, Luke and I, we do our Gen Z reviews. We visit a lot of the old classics that we are just now watching for the first time. So if you'd like to see our perspectives and see our reactions watching these cult classics, through a Gen Z gaze, check us out. And we like to have other YouTubers on and join us, and we'd love to have you on soon, Corey. That'd be great.
Yeah. And maybe even though I'm out of that,
yeah, you're clearly Gen Z.
Are you sure you're up for having a Gen Xer on your...
Hey, we do have a frequent flyer. His name is Gen X Man.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Kyle, Kyle, he's not, he's probably something, he's millennial, right? And then we have a couple other guys too.
I think he's not. Yeah, I'm definitely in the Gen X there. So
nice. That's good.
Yeah. No, that'd be cool. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But so, yeah, I was just curious if you want to throw out what you had going on, but yeah, definitely a lot of stuff to check out if people want to subscribe and hit the bell and all that fun stuff and hear when things are coming out. That'd be great. Hey, Trini, Culture Trini in here saying hi.
Subculture.
Good to see you. If you have time for one more question before we close it out, I always forget about this. Prince always likes to ask. He goes, don't forget about this one. And I know he always likes to ask, do you have a serotonin boost movie? Like a movie if you need a pick-me-up, like to get in a good mood. And it doesn't have to be your favorite movie, you could have more than one, but if you can just think of one that like you can put it in and just have a smile, get a good laugh out of it.
It's probably it's either one of these two Adam Sandler films. It's either Jack and Jill or Billy Madison.
There you go.
Those are the ones, man.
Well, that's right. That's cool.
They'll both get that out of me.
I was waiting for the Jack and Jill because you were saying how you were defending that one. So no, that's great.
I'll die on this hill, man.
Yep. Oh, Trini was saying been lurking. No, that's cool, man. It's cool that you were hanging out with us. I appreciate it. But yeah, but that's where there's some of those movies like that where when I probably should be watching something I haven't watched yet on my shelf. Those are like the ones I was talking about where I'm like, nah, I'm going to pull this one that I've watched 100 times before because I just know.
You need the comfort film too, you know?
Yeah. You know you're going to feel good or have a good laugh, you know.
Have you seen Jack and Jill?
No, I have not. I've never
you
seen
haven't?
it. No,
my God.
But I just hear talk
Everyone
about
hates it.
Maybe someday.
I'd love to know what you thought about that one.
Maybe someday if I find
that'd be kind of fun to have you on to talk about Jack and Jill. We might have to do that.
All right. Just I will try not to hurt any feelings if I don't feel the same way about it.
It's okay. Just go all in.
That's funny. But no, yeah, if you don't mind hanging out for just a second, we'll wrap it up I appreciate you so much coming on here and hanging out and probably going a lot longer than what you thought you were.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, I was expecting about this amount.
Okay. All right, perfect then.
So, yeah, thanks for having me, man. It was a real pleasure to join you, and I had a lot of fun. It was fun digging through my shelves and pulling these out. So,
I can tell you, I can just watch people talk about them. They're like, hey, these are the next stack of movies. I sit there and just talk about that. And
you're like, man, I wish I could just take that off your shelf and pull it on
exactly.
mine.
You always have something that somebody has that you're like, oh,
I'm weird, man. When it comes to these, when I see a Blu-ray sitting like at a yard sale, especially, my mouth waters. I see this and it's like looking at a rotisserie chicken. Yeah. That's how much I love these things.
I'll do that. I'll do that too. When you see some of those, and you see the glimmer of the blue cases,
oh my gosh.
And you're like, because sometimes they're just like, take them.
Oh yeah, just get them out of here. Yeah, you can have all of them.
I always hear stories about people going to some of those, and they might even have some already, but the person they were like, "What about for all of them?" And they're like, and they throw out a price, just take them, whatever.
Yeah,
and
literally.
Like, okay, cool. But
oh man. Well, unfortunately, like the resale value on so many just really isn't there, and people.
No,
like,
I know.
It's so funny. Like I remember, really pre-2020,
yeah,
Blu-rays. I mean, I never found Blu-rays really less than $3 anywhere.
Yeah,
I think. But now, when I'm at the flea markets, people are just begging to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. No, I know. I'll take them. I'll take them.
We'll take them. Yeah. Feed them to us.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be there to.
We'll set up a PO box for people to just ship all their Blu-rays.
I'll send you your $1 or $2 for them.
Yeah.
If you want that, but I'll pay for the postage for you to send it to them.
Yeah.
But no, very good. But I'll say everybody in the chat, you were awesome tonight. I know I always struggle to keep up with everything, but that shows you how cool you all are and how much I love all the interaction. So I'd love seeing all the friends out there. And whether you were here the whole time or part of it or come back for to watch a replay of it, I appreciate every bit of it. So thank you very much. And with that, I'll just say love you all, and I hope you have a great one, and we'll be hanging out here soon. So
see you guys.
We'll see y'all later. Bye.